Mahalo, everybody! We got another tier list. Oh, I was hoping that ad would go away, but it's a sticky ad. No. Alright. I am still setting some stuff up. Espanol, I do not know any Spanish. Well, I know I know some words, but I've got a laptop shush. A 6th grade level Spanish ability. I'm so sorry. You don't want to hear me say Spanish words. The pronunciation is very embarrassing, and I don't want to butcher a beautiful language with my capabilities. Alright. Let me get the side stream rolling so I can make sure all the tools are working. So let me catch up. Alright, welcome in, Ben. Good to see you. Thank you once again. Ben is responsible for the tier list that we're doing today, as well as the one from last week. Much appreciation. Welcome in, Sucker RPs. Welcome back. Welcome in, Lottie's Galaxy. Oh, sorry, my brain died and I speak Spanish. No, that's totally fine. A lot of the people who I hang out with speak either Spanish or Portuguese. So we have a crossover in those communities. Like, if anybody knows Only Magical, she speaks Spanish. Obviously, Leo speaks Portuguese. Specifically Brazilian Portuguese. So there's a lot of crossover. But I'm always down to say hola. Nonetheless, let me pause that. I'm in the wrong window. Oh my god. Also, this will be my last stream, at least for August, I think. Because this coming weekend, I'm going to Anime NYC, so I will be NYC. After that, I think is Labor Day, and I will also be out for Labor Day with the family. And so I'll be back in September, but I don't know, like, I'm so bad, because I know that technically speaking, summer is like from some random date in June to some random date in September, but mentally that's not how I work. I'm like, June 1st, it's summer. August, 31st, it's over. That's my, like, perception of dates. So by the time I am back, it's gonna feel like fall. It's just gonna be fall for me. Heads up there. I'm glad all the work is done. I know, you've been busting your butt over this. It's been a lot of work. Alright, let me know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Leoel? Cool, I want to know a recap of each of the Precure's power-ups. Oh my god, Ben has done a lot of work pulling together good reference images too. This is so nice. Cure Flora power-ups. Oh my god, they're gonna be so... We're gonna get to them. Even if I see it as VOD. Totally fine. VOD watchers, always appreciated. 190 power-ups across the franchise, including the films. That's such a disgusting number. I never realized it was that big. But I guess, yeah, some cures get, like, multiple power-ups. It's just 190 is crazy. Spanish is my native language, so sometimes I speak it. That's totally valid. Totally valid. Again, we have a lot of people who speak a lot of different languages that come through chat. We also have a lot of people, I think we have, at least from my demographics, I think we have a lot of people from Italy. We have a lot of people on the channel from Southeast Asia, so all of the different languages running around down there. We speak many languages here, though I speak mostly just English, and then I know phrases in a couple of different languages because of family and anime. I know a smidgen of Japanese, but honestly, my Japanese is probably equally as good as my Spanish, and then the language I probably speak the best outside of other languages is Latin, because I took Latin. I believe it is a world record. Honestly, if there is a world record for forms, it's probably Precure. I think it'd be... I wouldn't even know how to start to count the one in Kamen Rider or Super Sentai. I assume they also have form changes, from what I remember. And of course, Ben is British. Of course, shout out to the UK and all of our well, that's not part of the European Union anymore, but all the other Euro friends as well. Just from here, I remember the fresh power-ups, and oh my god, those were something. Another challenging Precure tier list. Precure tier list. Yes, welcome in, Marcos. How are you? We're all from around the world. Also, this is one of those things. There's a lot of people that I've come across who I did not realize were British. Like, I think for as many people who assume that I'm British, I think I assume that everybody's, like, Canadian. we go? Da, 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 da. I know a little Greek. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I feel like Greek would also be one of the languages that comes, like, I think Latin and Greek are pretty, not that anybody really speaks Latin, but, like, are languages that are really utilitarian because so many languages derive from them. The tea drinkers. It's true. I literally had to, like, think about it, and I was like, it is because I'm novelist tea. That's why. That would explain that. That would explain that tenfold. But yes. Oh my god. So I'm going to, and this is going to be such a lie later down the line. Also, I forgot to say, welcome in, Rosie. It's good to see you as well. I'm trying to keep this stream short because I have to con crunch after this. I have one wig that needs to be, refurbished. And then one wig that needs to be styled. And I've been procrastinating because it means my kitchen turns into a slip and slide with all of the hairspray I'm going to be utilizing. But once I have mentally prepared myself for that, I'm going to try to knock that stuff out and pack now, so I'm ready to leave later down the week. Thank you, Rosie. We love a little church Latin. Welcome in, Kierwing! Latin was fun because, well, there was a one point in my life when instead of going into art, I was going to go into medicine. My parents would have liked me a lot more if I had done that. And I learned Latin to handle all the medications. Medication was like the one thing where it's like everything in the medical field derives from Latin, and it makes things a lot easier if you just know the Latin for that. God, I had to read the Aeneid in Latin, and that was a time and a half. Alright. Let's see. Alright. We're gonna knock this off. We're gonna knock this out. Let's start off strong. We have Cure Bright and Cure Windy, which they are power-ups. I don't know why I always, like, categorize them. I know they're supposed to be respectfully power-ups for, obviously, Saki and Mai, but mentally I'm like, but this actually belongs to the twins. Not that the twins even remotely have decent outfits as magical girls. I'm just like, to me, they're cures. To me, they're cures. Nathan Drake from the Uncharted games knows a little bit of Latin. Yeah, I mean, Latin would also come in handy for, like, any of those kind of, like, treasure hunting characters, because so much of, like, all the puzzles are Latin. I'm trying to remember, I don't think it was a puzzle. No, this is wrong. I was gonna say the one clip I've ever seen from Lord of the Rings was the one where they're reading the stuff on there, but I'm pretty sure Tolkien wrote his own language in that one. But there's other ones where it's just like every other movie, there's something where it has Latin. There's that one horror movie where as above, so below is written everywhere, which is, I believe, also in Latin. And there's that one phrase that's like, abandon all hope in Latin, that's used a bajillion times. Not me going off on horror movies. We're gonna go down a tangent if I do that. Did you hear that Precure is going to be in the Love Live 15th anniversary live? I did hear they're doing a collaboration with Love Live, which is like, I'm like, about time. That's two franchises that probably would meld well with each other. Honestly, with what it is to come up with these aren't as bad as when people see just look at the below. It's true, we will get there. I also remember people didn't like Hidogaru didn't have a power-up, but I'm honestly kind of glad they didn't have one because I love the Hidogaru sides so much. I don't want them to be ruined. Cure Wing deserved a power-up. I like power-ups. Some of them are horrible, but honestly, for me, if there's a bad power-up, you can just ignore it and sit with the main ones. But anyways, I've yet to give my opinion on Miss Bright and Miss Windy. Let's see what I feel like. I feel like have I touched on it before, where... Because technically speaking, these guys had, like, this, but, like, longer hair with the movies, and I'm trying to remember where I settled on my opinion of them. Because, like, I feel like the colors here, again, are slightly better than her, Bloom outfit. Again, I think it's just this really intense, like, purplish bordering maroon color that's kind of not fantastic about it. But overall, I don't hate these outfits. There's just something that, like, I don't know, there's something that feels very tropical rouge. I feel like this outfit always, like, if I was like, we're gonna have a tropical season, Miss Tropical is right here. I guess that's also why, Papaya looks a lot like Bright, in my opinion. Why did it say Splash Star and you and Idol doesn't have power-ups? Oh, did I write it wrong somewhere? Did I write that somewhere? I know for the other ones I've said the seasons, because the last tier list went up through, technically speaking, I believe Delicious Party. This one goes up through something more. I this goes through what? Or I guess, oh no, it's on the main tier list because yeah, it's through the season of You and Idol. Like You and Idol is airing. That's what I believe Ben means. Yeah. Bright has been talked so much at this point. She's kind of iconic. Yeah, I feel like if we trash talk enough, you're like, actually, she's an idol. Actually, she's the moment. Bright and Windy shouldn't count as power-ups in my opinion, since they're cure transformation. These forms normally like miracle and magical in the other forms. Yeah, it's like, it's interesting how to handle the power-ups. It's definitely, for me, it feels like a pseudo power-up, but it is, technically speaking, one. Can't believe that Q-chan was voiced by Nanami's voice actor. Right. He's done a lot. He's got a pretty... I have to look up his details because I was going to do that after the episode, but I forgot to. He's done a lot of voice acting work. Alright, but yes, I like Windy. I think she's fine. Bright, I think, has a little disaster happening. But for the most part, we're starting off. I was gonna do this. I was gonna write down, not the weed, write down my tiers. Wedding cake tier. I always forget. I think it's donut next, not donut. Donut. Brownie. Cookie with icing. Health bar. And then we're gonna have one below. And then we got the, just sugar and salt. Yeah. Welcome in, Mila. How are you today? I actually think that Wendy's very cute. Agreed. I love that Wendy... I would have loved Wendy to be pink since her power-up is pink. Yeah, that would have made, like, a little bit more sense. Let's see. Okay, so... I don't know if she's just sugar or health bar. I think this will move as it did last time. I just arbitrarily was moving the tiers at the end of the day. Wendy, I think, is pretty good. I'm fairly fond of her. Isn't Cure Wendy wins are pink when she uses her attack? Yeah. Yeah. We will be using the salt tier this day. Yeah, there will be some salt tiering. We're gonna get a little mean. We're gonna get a little feisty. Alright. So, we have for the super forms for this one where it's mostly just wings and then their, like, sleeves got longer. And I think some of their skirts got puffier. Like, they just elongate small accessories on the outfits. Because if we look at Dream, she gets the sleeve going a little bit more, and then I think the, what is it called? The edging of her boot gets a little bit longer. I will say that, like, for what it does to the outfit, I think it's a downgrade. I think just lengthening aspects of the outfit is not the play. I do like the wings. I get, like, you know, there's so many different wing options to be had in power-ups for magical girls, and I feel like Butterfly is an underappreciated, like, addition to characters. So I'm not going to lie, I don't hate this immensely, but I do think what they've done with their outfits is just kind of a downgrade. Like, the big sleeve is not doing her any favors. I think her boots also got, like, a little bit longer. We have whatever's going on with poor Lemonade's boots. And I think her sleeves are, like, they, like, depuffed. They, like, repuffed her sleeves. Because weren't they just, like, a puff that was yellow before? And now it's, like, I can't even tell if it's, like, yellow with pink frills or if they turn them pink and they turn them into, like, bonnets. I don't know what we were doing with these poor little things. She also has, like, these bunny ears coming off the top of her stockings, and it's like, Miss Ma'am. Miss Ma'am, why? Why would we do that? It's an interesting choice. I don't hate the wings though, but they are lazier. They are a tidge bit lazier than they could be. I like it better than Bright though, I'll put it that way. but I don't like it very much more than Bright. Alright. Every time I see Bright supposed to be a moon cure, oh, that gets 10 times worse. Yeah, I feel like Bright kind of gets in that category. That's been kind of a battle for people who do magical girls, because there's so many different series that like to do, like, somebody who represents the sun and the moon. And it's like, there's never a healthy balance of, like, sun and the moon at, like, aesthetic. Because technically speaking, like, Stella from Wings Club's supposed to be sun and the moon, but she's mostly just sun. There's not a lot of moon. Speaking of Saltier, welcome in! Welcome in, Panic Duck. How are you doing today? I like the wings, and that's it. The designs are basically the same. Yeah. How's everybody doing today? Good. Welcome in. Oh my god, I can do this. Overlord, Bloodstar, Incubus, Vampire Hybrid. Welcome in. I like the wings, but Dream's dress is giving BB. Oh, not the BB. Cure Dream, fairy of screen time. It's true. Soleil and Celine. Yeah, but okay, Sunshine and Moon, that's when they're two separate characters. But if you try to have a character that represents both sun and moon, it's a rough time. It's a rough time. I need somebody to give me an example of a time where a character is supposed to represent just, like, light in that regard and is actually not looked like it actually represented both aspects and not leaning too far to one direction. Alright. Let's see here. I'm doing good, playing myself some Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Ooh, I've never gotten into Digimon outside of my childhood because I watched a couple of the shows. I watched the one where they could, like, I watched the one where there's 3 of them, and then he keeps the dinosaur orange one in, like, a, like, weird prison that's in the local park. I watched that one with 3 main characters, and then I watched the one with the characters that can transform into the Digimon themselves. And then that, I have learned since that neither of those is the OG season. And I was like, I feel like Agumon is, like, is he not the main character? There's, like, the little blue one apparently is more of main character. But I was like, I thought Agumon was, like, a Pikachu kind of character. Anyways, that was my random rant. The animatronic of FNAF. I don't know the name. Oh yeah, there was the one. Now I'm gonna open up to the fact that I know too much about FNAF. There is the Sun and Moon monster that's in charge of the daycare that I think is original to Security Breach. If that dude's in one of the VR games, then I won't know him if he's any earlier. But yeah, there is the Sun and the Moon monster in that one. Good catch. All right. The way I feel about these two, again, downgrades. They're downgrades. I think the funniest part of it, though, is that this girl looks more like a Lettuce than Lettuce does from from Tokyo Mew Mew. I, like, look at these Lettuce-looking shoes. These would be so good for her. But she's mint. I was like, I mean, I guess I don't know off the top of my head. There's so many different varieties of mint, but, like, it's not giving mint. It's giving mistake. Put the lettuce shoes away. Put that cabbage away. Yeah, I feel like it just kind of downgrades her initial outfit. I also think this is kind of an area where the yellow on their outfits looks worse, especially with Aqua. Aqua and the yellow looks so bad. Just make it white. The yellow, I mean, again, they're complementary colors. They're opposite sides of the color wheel. The yellow and blue seldom belong together. As we will learn when we go down. They don't go. Also, again, what's going on with our shoes? Like, you just made the boots, like, weird. I don't... They're kind of in the same category. We're just gonna throw them there. Oh my god. Guilmon is the one you're talking about from Digimon Tamers. Okay. I will try to remember. I'm gonna try to remember Digimon stuff. Eventually I will tackle that series because I was a Pokemon girl. I was a Pokemon girly. IDK, they look the same. The shoes are weird. Yeah, the shoes are funky. What's your favorite song from Aquars? Okay, I have to remember. My Aquars is not the first one, it's the second one. I like Majuku Dreamer, I think was my favorite one. But it's been a minute. I hope I'm referring to the right series. I've seen Sunshine and I've seen the OG. I have not seen the others. It's not giving you mint, it's giving lettuce. Oh my god. This was the era where they did crazy things with the wings. They put them in everything. Agreed. I was playing Pokemon Sword today. Oh my god, a Pokemon person. I've been rediving into Pokemon Violet because of all of the special raids we've been getting with the ruinous Pokemon. That's another rant. That's another thing I can go down. Other tangent. Alright, but I think I hate these equally as much as these in terms of it just being like, they could have done more. Alright, now this is where I like a good wing when it's doing what it's supposed to. Cure Angel was not bad on Peach. I like Cure Angel and Peach. They lightened her outfit a little bit. I love the fact that she does have, like, this is a long skirt, but it's not all long. It's asymmetrically long. They made it long in the back, short in the front. It looks kind of cute. The ruffles are there. This was before even asymmetrical skirts got really popular. Like, it's very cute. The color of her wings matches everything out. Like, this is going good. I think the only reason why her design is going to be better is because she had it in the movie and they actually put more effort into it, because this is going to be like the only good one. She's pretty high up there. There's not much I dislike about this design. It's pretty nice. The ruffle skirt, I know. Jet Berry. My poor girl Barry, because, like, what do you mean you popped off here, but then her Cure Angel form is awful? Like, they lightened her hair a little bit, fine, sure. Like, her purple hair against the blue was always a choice. But they gave her these yellow jet wings. Like, what are we doing? Like, we got JJ the jet plane going on here. Why is it yellow? Why not just make them blue? And then they just made her sleeves longer and, like, puffier. And I'm like, okay. And I feel like her skirt's not doing the same thing that this skirt's doing because it's not. I don't know why. I had to think about it. Like, I think it's just because it's not long like the other one, where it just I don't know how the skirt's skirting. Like, this one, it kind of makes sense how it's short in the front and then long in the back. This one, it's just like, it looks like it's a separate train that's just attached to the back. But it's supposed to be the underskirt being longer in the back, and I don't know. And then we just have the really long bow, which it works here with the symmetry. The asymmetry on her bow just being longer looks like it's a tripping hazard. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. Gundam Berry, stop. She's gonna get roasted. Barry, as a magical last week said, nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Not everyone making the Jet 2 holiday joke here. Not me going with the JJ Jet plane one, making myself super old. The wings are only yellow to the All-Stars movie. In the show, they're blue. Oh, okay. So they did make good choices in some places. This goes to show you how long it's been since I've seen fresh Precure. Guess we're all riding Benedict. Yeah. Yeah. Either way, her jet plane wings, like, I get that, like, they're all got different types of wings, was not the play for Barry. Like, I get that she's the more serious one and, like, going for a sleeker look, but this was not the play. This was not the play. I just realized I forgot to put the, happiness charge innocent forms and forever lovely in the document. I can probably scrounge them up. The internet is at my fingertips. I can grab those. Let's put Barry somewhere. I'm put her with good old-fashioned Bright where she belongs. In terms of passion, if I pretend, which I assume they must be closer to a pinkish red in the show, if this is the, like, yellow movie version, it's not terrible for the most part. Like, I feel like maybe it's because she has a longer dress that this looks like it's just living its best life, but her asymmetrical black ribbon doesn't look as bad when it has a matching length dress and everything else is symmetrical, and that's the one piece that's supposed to break the symmetry. I feel like that's doing better here. Whereas, like, Barry, on the other hand, is entirely asymmetrical outside of, like, the wings in her top. Like, there's the asymmetry with her hair, the asymmetry, like, comes across like this and it's too much. But when you are mostly symmetrical and then add one bit of asymmetry, that's aesthetically pleasing. That's how it's gotta go. Also, you probably can edit the document while I'm still going through it, but I also don't know if you're out and about right now, if you're home. Barry has Sayaka, Miki's VA. Yeah, we do love the Magical Girl crossover. I do like that a lot of the Precure voice actors have either gone on to voice Magical Girls or have already voiced Magical Girls, in the same way that we have Madoka and Nodoka being the same voice actress as well. Honestly, Pine was the second. I mean, the yellow works for her. Second best. Passion is better than berry, but pine and pine, but that doesn't say much. Precure has the best super forms in the anime. There we go. I'm home. I can do it now. Okay. I mean, like, I'm not there yet, so we got timed if you want to shove it in there somewhere. Nodoka is Madoka Hibiki from Symphogear as well. That's Symphogear's another one I need to finish watching. It did not enthrall me as much as I hoped it would, where everybody else was, like, being like, this is so good. Alright, if this was the right color, it would be better. Pine is pretty solid for the no, I spoke too soon. Pine's okay. Because we have the yellow wings actually make sense with the rest of her outfit. I don't know if I like the elongations. Like, her bow being ridiculously large, her sleeves being, like, ridiculously large, her, like, wristlets being, like, puffed to max, and then her boots, like, also doing whatever they're doing. It's not great. I don't know if I think her asymmetrical skirt's a little bit better than Berry's just the worst. But I don't know if Pine, looking at it more closely, is that much better. I do like that she has like the glowy hair though. I'll put her with Passion. I think Passion though is a step up. Oh my god. But we are getting to some good stuff. We're getting to some good stuff. As we scroll down, we have the super silhouette forms. These I liked because these to me are really innovative. I did not expect them to be so insanely creative with some of the stuff that they did here. I also like that they prefer to change the color rather than the shape. Like, that really speaks to me. Pine's dress is giving grandma wedding. Not the grandma. It does look like my grandmother's wedding dress, to be completely fair. In terms, starting with Blossom here, I love it. The wings I think are the most, like, best part of it to me. They have such unique wings, and they go for, like, this very, like, light rainbow hearts. I think they're really cool for being one of the more nature seasons and not going with, like, a typical wing, despite, like, their outfits having a little bit of wing stuff going on. I like that they lightened the outfits. I like that they're all just, like, lightened versions of their core outfits. They went spikier, but they didn't go too spiky. We saw what happens when they go too spiky with the Tropical Rouge movie. But this is the proper amount of spike for, like, the leaves, or not the leaves, but the, like, petal skirts being a little bit more rounded initially, and here they just get a little bit spikier. But that's also because it's easier to animate things when they're spikier than rounded. I like the way they handled the colors. I like the shapes, and it's not too ostentatious. I like Blossoms a lot. I don't know if it's quite S tier, but it's up there. She's up there. I hate the short petal skirts on all of them. That's so fair. Cure Moonlight is the best in my opinion. I blossom. I love the energy hearts. They're so cool. Absolute cinema. The rest is meh, but Blossom is gorgeous. I may be biased because she is one of my favorite cures of all time. We all got those biases. Don't worry. I'm very biased to my faves. Maureen, I would say, is pretty similar. I don't love her shoes, but I've never loved her shoes to begin with. I don't like the, like, random buttons on them. Like, I feel like if we just took the buttons off, it'd be fine. I don't know why that's, like, my hang-up. I know why. I don't like buttons. Hers is very similarly nice, in my opinion. It's cool. Like, again, just more of a lightened version. It's just the shoes that aren't my favorite. Maybe I'll put it in brownie just to take out, like, maybe I'm just judging the shoes. Welcome in, Alexis. How are you? You did not miss much. We are only on Heartcatch. We have done Fresh, or Fresh, Yes, and Splash. Now for my queen. Now for my queen. My bias, Sunshine. She's perfect. I mean, like, they don't do too much to her initial outfit. Like, it was already really good. They just made it, like, this is the one time where we can have our little sandy yellow, and it looks proper because she's a yellow cure. She's super cute. Her wings are cute. I like it a lot. It's my bias. But is it the best in the world? Is it Wedding Cake? No. I don't think it's quite Wedding Cake. I think we have other power-ups. Welcome in, Yuki Owl. How are you today? Sunshine looks like a goddess. To my bias talking, I love her. Also my bias. Also my absolute bias. 110%. Moonlight. Now this is where I am going to be a little judgmental. I don't like the spikes on Moonlight. I don't like her being spiky. Because hers was a dress. It was like a flowy dress. Spikeifying the flowy dress is a choice. Turning it into thorns was a call, but I mean, I guess she's a rose, so they gave her thorns. But like, I just don't like the spikes on her. She genuinely looks like Skarmory from Pokemon. I'm gonna, if I make one more random reference today, which I will, we are just beginning. I'm gonna make so many dumb references. I don't know. I don't love her look here. I also feel like the asymmetry of her gloves does not look as good with the with the spiky ones. I don't know. I'm very picky. I'm very picky. Cause she had what? She had like a bluish glove before. And now it's white, and I don't know. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. It's not Skarmory. Oh my god. I love all the hard catch team so much. They're all my daughters. Aw. I'm doing well. I had a nice morning walk. Aw, we love that. Hard catch, my beloved, aka my first Precure series. Oh my god, all you people getting spoiled with having it as your first. Whew. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie right now. When I saw these outfits back in the day, after being so upset that Melody was the only one who got a power-up in the movie, and then watched the finale for Sweet, and saw all of them got these power-ups, I thought these were the best thing in the universe. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was a kid, these slapped so hard for me mentally. I was like, I'm just so happy they all got power-ups for the finale. I was like, thank God they all got them. It would have been so annoying if Melody was the only one. And now I'm looking at them and I have to face the music. We have to face the music. I actually have to look at these designs and really think about it. Like, I get the appeal of them having it be Phoenix themed because it's relevant to what was happening at the end of the show. But oh god, these do not look great in hindsight. Like, the random feathers coming out of every other section of the outfit is... oh boy, that's a choice. That's so choice. Now this is trash, I'm sorry, but this is trash. It looks horrible. Also, thank you, Ben. Yeah, these are a bit more of an eyesore than they were. I think I was just so happy they got power-ups. I think I was so grateful that they listened to me and gave these girls power-ups that I ignored the real problem in the room. Honestly, I like this form. At least they're doing something unique. I give it that. It is not just, like, elongating random pieces of the clothing. Like, they did try to, from, like, hard catch on, do something different with the power-up. I have to... there's so much there's... oh my god, sorry, I hit the mic. These are so busy. Like, I think that's, like, one of the primary issues is just how busy these are, but that's, like, kind of the thing that power-ups do. Like, the gold wings, I think, are fine, but they tried to make the gold wings work throughout it, so they gave them the gold coattail. I think the gold wings and coattail could have been fine, but, like, the spikes coming out of, like, the skirt is a choice. Like, there's some kind of growth happening there that may not ought to be doing that. I'll put it that way. I like the idea of her sleeves turning into feathers, but again, it feels like it's like, again, it feels like her top is about to fly upwards in a way, and that's not something we want happening at all. I think it's also because they always put the shadow under there to show that case that her top is not fully, like, connected to her body, and that's always a choice. The gloves are fine. The double skirt, well, I guess it's a triple skirt, quadruple skirting, is a lot. Like, I feel like maybe just make this one and not 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, like, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 going on there. This is one, though, I will say, the, like, knees down, it's great. The socks are great. The shoes are great. For all of all 4 of them, their shoes are fine. I don't have a single gripe with anybody's shoes. But the skirts are a choice. I will say, I feel like it's way worse with a rhythm skirt, or, like, because it's, like, a full dress, instead of, like, keeping it midriff, like Melody. Rhythm is way... honestly, I think we could have just let her be a 2-piece to match her girlfriend a little bit better. Because there's something about it, when you see it, like, 2-pieceified and then unified, you're like, You're like, no, ma'am. And then her puff sleeves feel like they're more puffed up. But it's like, it's not that the puff sleeve is the problem. It's like the puff sleeve needs to be lower on her body. Like, it feels like they're up to her ears. It's like, how do I describe this sensation? It's like when you're scuba diving. like when you scuba dive and you use something to like you let go of the like I'm not going to be able to explain this in a way that doesn't sound dumb, but it's like when you have the inner tube and it's too high and it like bunches up and it like smushes your whole body upward. I don't know. This is not a great analogy, but like I don't know if anybody else is seeing that the sleeves look like they just need to like I could just Photoshop her arm and then just scoot it down. It just needs to be lower. Like we see Beat. Her shoulders look like they're at the proper location. Her shoulders look like they've been surgically moved up too high. That's the yapping I put on that. When I saw the sweet power up, I was like, what the fuck is this? These dresses are giving DeviantArt fan made. They feel so out of place, especially Beat. I like one of the dresses IRL, but the wings kind of kill it. I'm trying not to be mean to the wings because I usually like wings, but it's the wings are. I mean, I get that's like it's the golden form. The wings do feel loud though. The only power works on Muse. I think it's easier on Muse because she's just more color coordinated. Beat's like worst enemy is just the color palette. I think her outfit's a little less worse, but it still has the same resounding issues that we have with the other girls, where it's just like that skirt's doing too much. And I guess because her shoulders are normal here, her having a dress looks better. It doesn't feel like hers needs to be a two-piece in the way that like I do think Melody's is better being a two-piece. And then for some reason Muse just looks fine. I think it's just because the yellow works. All of the yellow works. Even her dress being multi-layered doesn't feel like it's the worst thing in the universe. It still feels like it's going too far. Like this needed to be cropped a little bit sooner and then maybe had the yellow under it. Like it just feels like this is too long. But like her yellow feathers streaking out here don't matter because it's yellow and it's just it just looks like different textures rather than 1,000 different colors. Like the color coordination kind of saves her. And then they didn't go too much. Like her shawl doesn't look like it's floating above her head. It's like it looks like it's on her properly. Like I've always loved her shawl. Shawl looks really cute. I do like the bottom of Beat's wings. They look like a tail. Yeah, like with it being kind of a triple one, like it kind of feels like they just did like 1, 2, 3, 4. Feels like the vibe that they were doing for these kind of because she's like the third member, so she gets the triple one. It feels very Cure Wing to me. Da 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 da. The only one that looks okay to me is Muse because the colors, yeah, because the colors work better. Like, each of the bottom feathers are different for the girls. Yeah. I do like that they tried to keep that a little bit more unique, with these two being the most similar to one another. Muse should be a gold Cure TPH. She would work as a gold Cure, wouldn't she? More than, like, a yellow. I think it's maybe the orange hair that gives me that vibe. Alright, Melody. Oh, sweet summer child. So, given that I like Melody and Muse better, we're gonna put you guys up here. And then we're gonna put Rhythm and Beat a little bit lower. I think that's a happy decision. Oh, we get to talk about my favorite ones. I love the Smile one to bits. These are my absolute favorites. I love them a lot. I think the only thing that occasionally can be funky is the hair, but that's a fight against the original designs. I think these are very, very cute. I love these to bits. I love this kind of idea of like they have their uniforms, but they simply just have like a dress on top of their initial uniform. But like it's kind of like putting on like a Victorian nightgown. However, it just kind of works for the fairy tale wonder that they have because I feel like Victorian nightgowns are very fairy tale-esque anyways. I feel like the puffiness of the sleeve is not too bad, and you can see like how it's not touching, it's like nowhere near her ears, it's like it's where it's supposed to be on her shoulders. You see that? You see that rhythm? You see that like anatomy? Crazy. Crazy. I love it. I love the layering. They have the proper color coordination. Obviously their Silly Billy hair gets like a little bit sillier billier than their next one, but some of it, like Peace, I think looks better. I think her hair here kind of is fixing her initial poofy hair because I think the curls have, if we can even call these curls, the waviness of her hair is better than the initial one. And then this is what we should have had for last episode. When we were talking about just elongating the short girl's hair, this is properly how you're supposed to do it. Imagine if we did that for other short hair girlies. That's kind of what I want to see. If we're gonna have them have the hair, don't just make the bangs ridiculous. Like imagine if they just made her bangs like emo long and she just had one strip that came in front of her face. And they're like, we did it. We powered her up. Okay, let's see. Let me make sure I'm caught up. Now, Smile is just pure perfection. Agreed. If I design this, I would give Melody magenta color, Rhythm silver, Beat metallic blue, but that's just me. That's a good play. I feel like they also do work themselves into, like, metallic colors really well. I wish Tropical Rouge Power Up had where they could turn into mermaids. Yeah, it's the weirdest season that they don't. Because, and I think, is not Smile the one season that they have a mermaid power up for the girls for, like, one episode? Okay, breaking my silence, I do not like the Smile power. They look like they're going to sleep. Yeah, I mean, it definitely does have, like, the dreamy, sleepy aspect to it. I like that, but I can see that being where people don't like it. I've come to the realization that these look like grandma dress, and I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah, like I said, it definitely, like, you either hate that kind of Victorian nightgown style or you don't. You like it or you don't. And that's it. I feel like the excellent tropical style is like a reference to Hulu dance. Yeah, hula dancer, not Hulu. Not the streaming service. That's probably true. The hair is absolutely gorgeous and perfect and beautiful. I love these. Basically, has only seen 2 Precure shows, so most of these are new to me. Well, you get to have the fun. You don't need to know the show to judge it. There might be in-show references, but 9 times out of 10 there's not. They're just doing silly billy situational stuff. They also all have cute shoes. I think, like, the additions that they have to their initial shoes, if they've changed them at all, look good. I think it's cute. They didn't pull a yes 5 on us. I like these a lot. They all make me really happy. I love them. I like the little halo. I like the little wings. Like, for some reason, I think it's because they're so small, the golden accents don't bother me as much in this one. It'd be nice if they were more color coordinated, but, like, the gold, they already have the darker gold accents in the series, which is so much better. I haven't talked about it much, but one of the things I hate about a lot of the Precure outfits is that all of them are locked into whatever color their, like, transformation thingy is. Like, one of the things I hate about Heart Catch is they all have the, like, sickly green heart thing going on, which is not even part of the transformation device. They just decided that was going to be the moniker for their thingies, and I was like, why? Like, it's just, it throws me off. Why not just make it color coordinated? Or if we're here, just make them all uniformly, like, one color, and gold makes sense for them to have their brooches be that way. That's the smile pact makes more sense to me. Da, 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 da. Beauty's hair is wild. She looks like a Super Saiyan. I would say Beauty has the ugliest hair of the lineup. I will put it that way. That will keep her out of wedding tier. Is that I do think she has the worst hair. Everyone else I think has improvements or stays the same, relatively the same for their hair. Sunny's hair is the best change in Precure Power Up. It's amazing. I think it looks really pretty. I get that I definitely understand where people come from, where they're like, if a character had short hair, don't make them have long hair, especially if they're like a tomboy character. I totally get that. I think that's a valid criticism. I think it depends on the character and what the character wants, because obviously I love that Sunshine in her civilian form has short hair, but then she transforms to have, like, really girly twin tails. But that aligns with her character. I'm somebody who always likes longer hair, but that's just me. I know that that's my personal bias. True, I'm a sucker for wing shoes. Oh, wing shoes are cute. I wish Candy had one like Kira Muffadoon. Like, the most we get is Royal Candy, who also will get to Royal Candy. I like her design. I actually like Smile Princess Power Up. The one I don't care for is Beauty, probably because of her hair. Yeah, Beauty definitely said, I'm gonna have funky monkey hair. She made a choice and we all had to witness it. Alright. But with that being her choice, let's start ranking these bad boys. Wedding tier, wedding tier, wedding tier, wedding tier, and then and then donut. Donut just because of her hair. Like, I really just don't have any complaints for our first 4. They all look really good to me. I just genuinely love, like, this kind of being like an overcoat. Like, you know what also it gives? It gives that, like, the villain woman in a movie, like, there used to be this, like, tradition of, like, the single woman who's like the aunt or something, but she's actually the villain and she has that nightgown overcoat that she has. It also kind of gives that, minus, like, not having long sleeves. Now we have the ultra cures. These forms are a little bit trickier for me. I still like them a lot. I'm trying to think if I like them less or more than our next ones, because I think it's going to come down to the hair. where I really love that it's kind of like we have the softness of the dress, but they go for the feather thing because we're doing the whole, was it like, is it like an alicorn? I can't remember if it's a unicorn or if it's a Pegasus. Obviously, it's something Pegasus because it's feathery. But like they go full camp with like the feather design. Like, no, in real life this would look horrific. This would look so bad in real life. Here, I think it's pretty cute. I think it's pretty cute. I like that the sleeves are not disgustingly long. They just made them kind of like fun. And again, it covers their main outfit but just lightens it a bit. Happy, I think I'm fine with. It's interesting that hers is kind of like a bulbous shape for her dress, and the other ones have different shapes. I like that they experimented with that. Like her being like more of like kind of like a flower bulb is cute. It's more cutesy. With her being one of the more cutesy members of the group. I'm gonna have to do each of these separately. I still think this is pretty good design. I don't know if I like it more or less than her like primary one, but I still think that's wedding tear for me. I still think it's wedding tear, I'm not gonna lie. I love Pieces hair in this one. Pegasus, I believe. That makes more sense. Beauty has chaos form part 2, but poofy she does. Beauty's hair has evolved to a level of insanity and I love it. Why does Beauty's ultra form hair look like a 90s rock star? It do. it do be given rock star. She a little rock star. I'm also always impressed that this season had 2 power-ups. I was so spoiled for this season. Because I'm like, man, they be getting so many power-ups. They get so, this should be the standard. And then they never did it again. Unless we want to count something like Mahou Tsukai. They like never went this camp again. And I cried. I love that I was just like, more power-ups. Actually, you know what? The reason why we got more power-ups is because we didn't have a mid-season character. On to Sunny. I like Sunny's that it's like, I can't tell if it's asymmetrical or if it's just like the art, but I love that it's divided into 2. I like kind of this duality stuff going on for her one. I think it works with her socks where we have like, I guess it's shorter here for the higher sock and then like lower here for the lower sock. And it works with the asymmetry that they decided to go with for the shoes. For the shoes is like, because I think they were, so yeah, they were symmetrical before and they did some asymmetry here. Now I think about it, I don't know if I love that on Happy. I think it works for Sunny. Sunny's imbalance is pretty cute. I think it's a cute lineup. I'm happy. Approved. Da 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 da. I think Beauty is rocking that hair. What about Sonic? She does have Sonic hair. Wait till we get to Princess. Oh lord. Oh lord, I have to even remember what we were doing in Happiness Charge. Peace, I'm so sorry, Ben. I like this hair better. I think this hair is fun. This hair, she's got, again, they have a little obsession with the volcano hair. Because the other contributing factor was Cure Oasis. Like, Cure Oasis said, yes, queen. I love that you've got a volcano on your head. I think the volcano's silly. Otherwise, I really like how her coattail, like, sprills out. That's not a word, but I'm making it one. The way it just kind of like flows out is, again, like, we got the fun. I do think she probably would do better with the bell, and then Happy would do better with this, but I do think it works out for like the cutesy kind of spontaneity, lightning-y. I'm just saying words, but maybe you guys are getting the vibe. I feel like it does match her. The bell would match her more, but whatever. I guess they're supposed to be like kind of like lightning bolts. I don't know. That might be a reach. She's cute. Approved. Now, let's talk about March. Oh hell no, Peace does it way better than Oasis. She did it first. Just wait until Go Princess. Oh, Go Princess. Yeah. Oh, I will have big feelings for that one. DokiDoki has to be my least favorite because it only gets wings. I really wish the others had like a bridesmaid or something card themed. Don't do that. That's such a good idea. I never thought about them like going a little bit more ham into the card theme. They could have done like Alice in Wonderland or something. There was so much potential. Peace achieved for me a level of perfection that I can't comprehend. Again, it's my bias since she's my favorite cure of all time, but I love the design. It's a good design. There's just something about Peace that's nice. March though. Actually, I just realized I don't. The hair does put her down. Anyways, March, I really like her hair actually. Like I feel like her hair has always been like something. I think like it's ironic because her hair is even bigger than before, but like it being thinned out, I think works for her better. I think her having like poofy hair doesn't fit her character archetype as much since she's supposed to be like one of the more mature types and she's got like the goofiest hair in the show. I kind of like it getting like a little bit thinner. I like it being kind of like more sleek looking. And then her ponytail being sleek like this is way better. It feels way more with her wind attribute. And if we're going to talk about her wind attribute, her coattail is doing everything. I love this windy swoopiness that we've got going on here. I love it to bits. I actually really, really like March. Honestly, I kind of want to see this in other colors too, because I feel like this design here is just really strong in general. Like, I genuinely think it fixes kind of how silly her hair is initially. Like, I think March and Peace have always had kind of the silliest, billiest hair to me, but this is really, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I mean, Kira Oasis has the color scheme of being a green Kira instead of a cyan and blue. Yeah, we will. I'm not to put shade on Kira Oasis. Her outfit is camp and green, and I love her for that. But I also think the concept of the volcano headpiece is always silly, Billy. March gets even more hair extensions. She needed it. I've always liked March's hair. We have a March's hair truther in chat. Imagine an alternate universe where Cure Echo is. Oh, God, Cure Echo, my queen. She should have been. I hate that she's All Stars movie exclusive. She would have been so great if we just kept her after the All Stars movie. Better than Min's for sure. Yeah, yeah. The shade of green in this outfit is beautiful, but the hair is just a highlighter. It is intense, but she matches everybody else. All of them have like really intense hair colors. I will say she does have the harshest shadows. I don't know why. They go straight for this solid green because you can see that they layer the shadowing here because you can see a darker shadow here and a lighter shadow here. This is more layered. Then like obviously there's only a few areas where you see her hair truly dark, but that's because you have to see inside her hair. They just go for only the dark here. Both of these two only have like the dark shading and they don't have layered shading, which is interesting, but you know, maybe the artist got lazy by the time they got to the fourth and the fifth. I know Oasis represents a palm tree. She does that as well, which makes sense instead of a volcano hair. It's like a palm tree, but it's also like it looks like it physically looks like a volcano. Volcano, palm tree. Like I mean, like, can you not tell me this does not look like a volcano eruption going on here? Did not like a palm tree, just like a volcano eruption. I mean, I also have the figurine of March as well, and I've grown to bias her. Yeah, her figures are really good. Like, honestly, Smile had really good figures. They had really good power-ups. Like, Smile was just doing a little bit better than everybody else. That's why I got an English dub. Let's be so for real. They preferred the season. Now, I must speak my truth about beauty. The Sonic hairstyle, I think, is too much. Like, I feel like if this were gelato, it would make sense, you know? But her going for this lion aesthetic and her name being Cure Beauty was such a dissonance for me. Because, like, with Beauty, you kind of expect more of an elegance, and that's why she's Cure Beauty, is because she's, like, supposed to be this, like, ideal Japanese girl who's very traditional, isn't on social media, and is such, like, a classic individual. But then they, like, give her such wild hairstyles that I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, her whole thing, like, they were, like, there's a bit of, like, you know, there's a bit of planning that they had with her when they named her Cure Beauty. They're like, this is what you should be as an ideal Japanese girl. This is what true beauty is. Which, you know, that you can say what you want about that. But then I get lost at what the world they were like. I don't understand the ideology behind the hair, personally. I don't know what we're doing with her just straight up having a mane. Like, honestly, all they had to do is, like, round her head off at the top and call it a day. But I just don't understand the spikes other than it's, like, it's icicles. Maybe that's what we're doing. I don't know, girl. I do not know what is happening with this. You know, like, Glitter Force had terrible CGI endings, and, like, pure Pure Peas looks like a lime instead of her cute bright yellow. Yeah, I will never fully understand the CGI choices that they made for Glitter Force. That's not enter Glitter Force 30 today. Fine, fine. We will not get into it. All right. All right. think she's a step down. But again, not horrific. Like, not horrific. Everything else about it's really good. You know, I hate to be mad at a blue cure. I do like her dress also being kind of like, again, having a bit of the bell shape, but being a bit, again, thinner. Like, it makes sense that they have, like, the more staunch characters typically have a more thin silhouette compared to the fun ones. Because we also have, like, Moonlight, again, you can see, has always had much more of a, like, straight line for, like, visual compared to our more rounded and fun characters. They typically do that for the silhouettes. Oh! I must take a deep breath here. I must take a deep breath before we get to DokiDoki. I've got feelings. The thing I did not enjoy Beauty mainly because I don't enjoy her that much in general. I think it's also fair. Her character can come off pretty boring. Though she did get some pretty, like, insane fight scenes. Ugh. To be back in the Smile Precure era. Alright, the Parthenon form for Cure Heart. I have to think about it for a minute. I've got to really, like, section off my opinions based on how I feel about what the show did the rest of the cast dirty and how I actually feel about this outfit. And that I need to be impartial for a minute. Can we skip DokiDoki? Sorry I'm late, fam. Where are we at? We are getting closer, I assume, to the halfway point, because I think Happiness Charge nowadays is, like, the halfway point. I guess it's a few seasons after it now, because we're getting into, like, the 25th season. They robbed us. They robbed the DokiDoki girls. It's so true. Beauty was one of my faves from Smile, but Peace was my fave of the season. Peace is so good. So, her form, I'm trying to check the tier list real quick. Okay, so we do have the winged forms as tier lists. I will say this. They all look a little bit better with their colored wings. But they deserved better, so we're putting this in salt tier. I asked Ben to add it just so I could be salty about it. That these girls were robbed of just getting wings. I love wings, so I'm very having a hard time deciding whether or not to put them in just sugar. But, like, the wings only and no power-ups makes me so angry that I think it's been forced into the salt tier. The design is pretty if we ignore the way it came out. Doesn't make sense at all, but she is pretty. Why didn't the other cures get a power-up in DokiDoki? We've been asking that for centuries. It's because they loved Mana too much in this series that they didn't have room in their hearts to like the other characters. Because every character that's not Mana in this season got done dirty. Even the supporting cast in the season got done dirty. No one made it out okay, except for Mana. I think she has one of the best wings that we have come up to so far. As, like, a checkpoint so far, her wings are better designed than most. They're getting better at drawing wings, but they had a whole season half a season to practice doing wings better. The wings are better. I like the cape. I like that it's light pink. I don't hate her design. Honestly, I found that the initial designs for DokiDoki were, like, I don't even know if it's that they're boring, because they do have a lot going on, but they felt kind of empty. I think it's just because they have a lot of free space in certain areas. I do think it's an improvement. I hate to say it, but it's an improvement. It's a good outfit. I just know that every second that this was on screen when I was a kid, I was seething. I was so upset. Being like, when are the other ones are just standing in the corner? What do you mean? What do you mean they're all just standing there and they're not? Like, how could we go from this to this to this? How could they do that to me? How could they do that to me? And think they could just get away with it. Just got away with it. Oh my god. Anyways, it's a good enough design. I'll put it in brownie. It's a good enough design. Ooh. Ooh, I have such feelings. Parthenon heart actually looks good. Yeah. Yeah, I said angrily. It's also said that Sky didn't get it. Yeah. They deserve better. Doesn't look bad, but it's kind of mid because it's an upgrade of all things. Yeah, it's definitely I mean, it's a power-up. I guess it's, I don't know, it's as final form as Precure goes. Like, when they get the big wings out, it's final for me, but they didn't make her glow gold, which I think we've just gotten used to. Da 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 da. The DokiDoki girls in the desert while the Mahou Tsukai girls are drowning. It's so true though. The moment when the others were like, "Give our powers to Cure Heart," I was like, "What do you mean?" But that made me so mad. They did the same thing too that they did in that one of the Sailor Moon movies. Like it's a complete copy of that. And I was like, okay, but it's okay when Sailor Moon does it because Sailor Moon is Sailor Moon and it's called Sailor Moon. This is not called Cure Heart Precure. I'm so salty about it. I'm so insanely salty about it. Woo! Woo! This by lore, I think, could be better if it was Heart and Ace and maybe Sword. I am not an Ace fan, so I would have been really pissed if it was just Heart and Ace. I wouldn't have minded Sword. I also think so many people don't like Sword's designs that they would have liked her to have an upgrade, and like with a chance of improving it. Still wish Regina became a cure so she would be with her girlfriend Mana, but no, they kept changing the sentence. Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed that Regina did not get more love in that show. Like they sunk so much time in showing us Regina just to be like, and she's not a character, really, and you won't see her much outside of the series. Boo. Can we be honest? The creator or the one who wrote the story tried to make Mana look selfish, even though she's not selfish. I'm like actually the opposite. I feel like low key, like it's not that Mana was ever intentionally selfish, but she definitely commanded everything that happened in the show, and then definitely expected everybody to just fall in line with her expectations. I would low key say that she's probably the most selfish one out of all the characters in that show. And she's just fortunate enough that people didn't fight her on anything ever. She's like, we're doing this today, not asking for the input of anybody else. And it's again, it's not like Mana ever was consciously aware that she was being selfish, but most of the show was her running up to other characters and being like, you will now do what I want you to do. I mean, she did it to both Sword and Regina. Like, that was the whole bit. Is she's like, you're gonna be my friend now. And they were like, I don't know about that. And then she's like, no, you're gonna be my friend. Where it's like, ma'am, but this is not a DokiDoki review. This is not to be me going down my my rants. Honestly, it's kind of worse now upon hearing that it's the protag does everything while everybody watch mode. It is! It's one of those! That's why I have beef. Like, it ruins what could have been a beautiful design if everyone got one. And we believed in equality. Okay, let's see. Now we have the Happiness Charge outfit power-up forms, which I did like that this season had a lot of fun. And these did, for the most part, live in CG, which is sad. Like, no, don't get me wrong. The CG for this season was a huge game changer. Like, I think the CG up until this season was kind of meh. I think for me, the CG of Happiness Charge was just, like, leagues better. I think they really had an improvement. And I think it's because they tried to shoehorn in as much CG as they could. And honestly, I think still to this day, for like when they do have CG inserts, which I guess they're technically doing again now because we have one for the song bits for Idol, these are really good. These still stand the test of time as some of the best CG. I really like the Flamingo Dancer one a lot. I think this is just such a fun, unique outfit, and I like that we're adding, like, you know, we went red on our pink character. I have no notes. I really like the Flamingo one, specifically. It's so good. I think it's pretty top tier for a power-up, not gonna lie. Now, Lollipop Hip Hop, I think my only beef is that, again, it's giving Cure Bright. It's doing that thing again where they love to go with the spring green and the yellow and then throw in this, like, hot pink. And it doesn't work for me color palette wise. Like, I genuinely think this would be better if they went with orange instead of green and yellow. I will say the pink that they have here is better than this pink. Like, this one's just a little bit, I think it's kind of because it's like redder or something, and then the green's really strong and the yellow's really depressed. I think this one has better harmony, but I don't love the color coordination. Now, outfit-wise, now if we're talking about the outfit alone, it's cute. It's super cute. This outfit's adorable. It's really precious. And, like, it's got that, like, what is it? Is it 70s where they really, like, had the big, like, like workout fitness outfits that were just camp. That like I feel like that's one of the areas where we have a dumb bow. It works. I think it's like design wise, it's very cute. I like the puffy, unnecessary bangles. I don't know what's going on in the necklace department. I'm gonna be so for real with you. Also, that orange should be what all of the green in this outfit is. Like, not that I really want to be out here trying to delete green rights here, but like, the green is just. I feel like the green versus the pink is not the play. I think like a pastel or even just like a normal like straight green with a saturated pink does not make the best conversation. A pastel pink could have done better. Like they also probably could have gotten away with like if she had like really light pink hair, which would be too much of a departure from her character, but if she had a super pastel pink going on in here, I think that also could probably harmonize it better. And then get rid of the orange bangle with the one orange star on this. Mistake. Mistake. The cherry red works with the hot pink hair. Yeah, it's perfect. It's absolutely, Flamingo knew what they were doing. The color coordination, we found it. Toei does not always know how to do that. I wish Toei brought back so many power-ups like having Charge Go Princess. Yeah, I'm a power-up girly. I feel like we're overdue for a season where we have too many power-ups. I also thought Wonderful Precure would have some kind of power-ups. Yeah, the power-ups in Precure, oh my god. The Kitaline animal power-ups are a choice. I didn't even think about those. While watching Happiness Charge, I was crazy about Megami says Lollipop Hip Hop. It's cute! It's a really cute. I love when my culture gets represented and I actually know how to dance flamenco. Oh, that's so precious. And Happiness Charge did not always like hit the mark when it came to cultural representation, but it's good to know that this did not fail. Why does Cure Lovely Lollipop Hip Hop look like Hatsune Miku? It probably has Hatsune Miku inspiration, because I think Miku was popping off at the time. More like JoJo Siwa Lovely. Stop. It does give JoJo Siwa. This was awesome. That was awesome. I remember people saying Cure Summer looks like JoJo Siwa. Oh my god, we're going down the JoJo Siwa rabbit hole. I also do like the black. It's interesting because for people who know the regular designs of this season, they do a lot of navy blue, like as a complementary color, which is a choice. The black is so much better. Like we see black looks good on both of these. Again, I think it's just the color palette not meshing with me, but it's not horrific. Like again, if they just fix the colors, I would be in love with it. Now to talk about my queen, the Sherbert Ballet and the Macadamia Hulu Dance. Oh, these two are so... I like both of these. I really, really like... I love a ballet design. Like, if there are aesthetics I do really like, I like a ballet design. I think I said that last time, too. And hers looks really good. Also, note that the heart pack that they have on their outfits, they changed to match the outfit. Like, we changed it here to be red, we changed it to be yellow, we changed it to be purple, we changed it to be green. Like... imagine doing that. I also think that green, like these cooler colors work better, or at least like green being kind of like in the middle between a cool color and a warm color. I think they work better. She looks so like sophisticated with the Sherbert Ballet, and then she looks so fun and happy with like a little bit more of the childish with the green. The blue hair does not fully match the green, but it's definitely matching better than this. They also just have less colors going on here. Like we have one strip of the yellow, but we have mostly the green with the blue and the white. And honestly, maybe it's just because they use white more to just be a balancing act. This just looks a little bit more uniform to me. And I think the hairstyles also really match the tone, where we have like the ballet one being more elegant and we have the more fun for the hula dance. Now, is this great representation for hula dance? I don't think so. It kind of looks like a heart catch rejected outfit, if we're being completely honest. But it looks cute. They look cute. They're both very cute to me. I'm happy with both of these. They're pretty strong. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna put them that. No, I am gonna keep them that. Actually, we're taking all of these and putting them down here because I don't wanna. I think Donut is a little bit of a step up from them. If I'm looking at what's in Donut. But I think they're very good designs. Sherbert Ballet, my girl. Princess 8 and left no crumbs. Loving Sherbert Ballet for sure. Also nice to see more heart hair. Right? Oh my god. There are some really very cute heart hair designs down the line. Like I think Prism has really cute heart hair for or Hodogu Sky. And then I also like the heart braids for Felice. Alright. Cough, International Cures Cough, yeah. Yeah, they're a little bit of a mistake. God, I love Princess Sosa so much. I'm sorry too, she's my bias. You got lots of bias, and we love that. We love that for you. I love Sherbet Ballet so much. It's one of my favorite dance forms. It's you can't go wrong with a good little ballet. I like the Princess Ballets. It's cute. Princess Ballet color is actually indigo. I am colorblind or not. Yeah, I guess if you want to be like super specific on it, it's more of indigo. It's a blue or purple. So you definitely could say that. I just don't specify when I talk about purples. I'd be more broad. All right. We are moving on to Popcorn Cheer and Coconut Samba, which Popcorn Cheer is so good. I like, maybe it's just because I'm so, like, American color-coded pilled, but the, like, navy blue actually doesn't look bad here. And I think it's just because I'm used to seeing red, white, and blue, even though this is, like, yellow-ish blue and red. But, like, this one is so good. This one is genuinely, like, one of my, like, it just works. I don't know, I can't even speak to why it works. Like, she's giving marching band and she's, like, hitting it. Because, like, you got the marching band thingoos that they do and the marching band uniforms on her shoes. She's got her cheerleader skirt. It looks really good. They keep her tummy covered up, which I feel like it's probably a better choice to make for the kid show compared to, like, modern cheerleader outfits are very, they show lots of bits. As somebody who had a cheerleader roommate in college, they're like, yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with these outfits. They are, I gotta give it to cheerleaders. They have a lot to do. They have a lot of expectations on them that I probably can't even talk about on stream. But, their outfits be doing something and they live in their best lives and they look very, very cute. I'm very happy. I'm separately doing this from Samba. I do like this a lot. Coconut Samba, I have a hate-love relationship with because, like, part of me feels like this is offensive, but I don't know for sure. Like, part of me feels like because of how ostentatious it is, I don't know how offensive it's supposed to be interpreted. It might not be, and I might just be overthinking things. But, like, as, just an outfit that we could put on a character, it looks kind of cool. Like, just as an outfit of itself, it looks it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. I feel like, again, the green's kind of out of place in this one, because it's going for, like, just warm colors, and the green's just looking a little too cool toned here. But it's not the worst thing in the world, and it's not ruining it, and I like it, and I'm gonna catch up with chat, because I feel like I've been ignoring. Honey, my overhated queen. I feel like for me, people don't typically hate her. People are just like, she boring, is the thing I hear a lot. I love Samba. I personally prefer Coconut Samba. Popcorn Cheer is perfect. Is it just me, or when I watch something November or December, sometimes I predict something that actually happens for the next season? I think it's super fun to do that. I love predicting what's going to happen for the next season. Okay, I love Coconut Samba, but I do hate how they made her say Spanish words, even do samba. As far as I know, it's a Brazilian thing. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I wasn't sure about. I was like, is that not Brazilian and not so much any of the, like, Latino communities? I was, like, confused. I'm like, I don't know, but I don't want to speak over it because I'm not aware. Hello, welcome in, Moonshiro. How are you today? Is it me, or around October 2020, I really wanted mermaid season, and boom, we got it. January 21, it was a real tropical rouge breaker. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people were like, we are overdue for a mermaid season, and they finally gave it to us. Though you better get guessing, because who knows what the next one's gonna be. I hope it's an art season, because I feel like we haven't had a fully dedicated art season yet. But that's just me. I think you haven't gotten to my fave season, so I was good. Yeah, we can't wait. I think Fortune was even more. Oh my god, I forgot about Fortune. We'll get there. There's nothing offensive about the outfit. If anything, they look great. Measures to be offensive, not to show too much skin. I think it depends on your culture for, like, skin, how much skin and how much not skin to show. I think Coconut Samba isn't offensive. It looks really good. Yeah, it's one of those ones where I'm like, I'm not sure how much we're like mishmatching cultures and like misunderstanding it. Because I feel like that's going to be the problem with a lot of Japanese ones when they do some kind of international take, is they just don't do any research. And so it's not so much that like they're being like intentionally offensive or they're doing something horrible. It's just they're like smashing multiple cultures that are like separate things. Kind of like how people will misunderstand that like Spanish, like Spain Spanish is different than everything that's happening in like Central and South America. And that they're like separate things. They're not all just one bit, and they've been kind of separated by an ocean for a hot minute. Da, 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 da. Oh my god, I keep hitting my mic. I'm sorry if that keeps getting picked up. I'm hoping it's not. Da, 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 da. The only international cures and happiness charge I don't hate are the Hawaiian ones and maybe France. But yeah, that's fair. I would be happy if they did an ocean themed with a fish and a marine life. I'd really, that's the one thing that disappoints me about Tropical Rouge is I wish it was like far more, I wish that it was far more ocean themed and less like high school club themed. But that's just me. I don't remember if she's talking Spanish, then maybe it's more annoying because Brazilians hate when people tell them they speak Spanish when they actually speak Portuguese. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not something, like, people just assume that every single country on a continent is speaking the same language or stuff like that, and it's like, hey, no, we're like, oh, like, Brazil be over here, we were occupied by a different country when Scotland. I'm getting into too much territory here. But yeah, that's like, it's one of those things that you living in Asia would not realize, that the entire continent of South America is not just predominantly Spanish, like not only Spanish speaking. But it's like, we do need to do a little bit of research. In terms of the outfit, like, I definitely don't think this is like anywhere, it's also a children's show outfit. They're not going to do anything like, again, show too much skin in that category and whatnot. But I do wish that, like, for everything that happened in Happiness Charge, I wish they did a little bit more research for the things that they decided they want to do. I mean, Precure has a long history of making jokes with Spanish and talk about samba and amigo. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, clearly the staff have like a fondness towards like aspects of Spanish, or like whether it be South American, Central American, like different cultures that they like, but they also, again, don't really know the difference between like the different countries and the different sects in the different regions at all. Amigo is a word in Portuguese the same as Spanish. Listen, we have people in the chat who can speak the languages, just letting you guys know. A lot of people don't know that there are two South American countries that speak French. Yeah, exactly. But, it is what it is. And it's, I mean, it's a nuanced conversation, and I still think, like, regardless of how much, like, you may like something and stuff, I do think it's important to acknowledge that research didn't happen. Maybe a little bit more research would have been a good idea. Maybe a little bit more. If you're gonna, like, take the leap and do something international that's not in your own territory, I do think Googling, at the very least, might not be a bad call. I think Googling and looking stuff up and looking up the history of the fashion you're going to represent is probably a better call. It's just a more conscientious thing to do. Especially, again, if you're gonna work on something, you don't want to half-ass it. I know everybody has suggested a fairy season for Precure, but due to fairies already existing in the Precure universe, I always thought a pixie season. That's a good call. I like that. I think that's a smart play. I thought of this fan made in my mind of Tropical Rouge, Precure, and a farm helping around the Tropical Club, but Laura is still a mermaid, not a cure, and Manatsu becomes friends with a horse. That'd be cute! Ooh, horses are so annoying to draw, but imagine if we had a horse girl season. No, they'd be competing with Uma Musume. Pine Arabian is so controversial that I prefer not to say much, but I like the color. Yeah, that's not basically how I feel. We're back to the volcano hair, so you already know how I feel about the volcano hair. Like, in terms of these styles of outfits, where I really wish we had more outfits with poofy pants. I love poofy pants as just, like, a fashion piece. They're really pretty. I like that they, like, have the accents on the pants, too. The upper part of it is very, sweet Precure looking. Again, this is one of those areas where it's just like, it'd be nice if they did a little bit more research with how they handle stuff, again, with the controversies around it, as well as, like, you mix in other things like religion and whatnot. It's important to be respectful and pay more attention to the cultures around you. When you can. When you're a multi-billion-dollar company, you can spend 10 minutes Googling something and figure it out. Or they have colleges across Japan. Go talk to a professor. Go talk to a professor who specializes in it. You have that ability. This one I think is okay. Not too much to say on it. And then obviously when we get to one that's Japanese, they have a much easier time doing the Anamitsu Komachi outfit, which I think is cute. I really, really want an outfit. Like, I want a whole season where they have outfits like this. Like, they really teased me with Dream Stars because they had really pretty, like, Japanese style, like, magical girl outfits. And that's, like, that's what I want. That's what I want from life. I wish for a fairy season, but maybe with a mix of things like ballet or something. That would be amazing. I'd love a fairy ballet. Give me the Sugar Plum Fairy season, please. Her kimono outfit is much better than Pine Arabian. I like it better. I gotta pop out for a bit, but I might be back soon. That's totally cool. See you later. She's like a Precure version of Princess Jasmine. Yeah, I can imagine that she was on the mood board there. Don't ever look up the inspiration for Jasmine. It will ruin you. As somebody who had Princess Jasmine as her favorite princess ever, don't look up how she got created. Don't look it up. It will ruin your day. The Komachi one is adorable. I love it. I don't think they should be the ones to take the blame because Disney did it first and created the false narrative. Even if Disney created the false narrative that they did, I still think there's a level of responsibility you have as an individual to do your own research when you're going to do your own season. Like, I mean, not that Genshin did it phenomenally, and I'm not going to use Genshin as, like, the perfect example, but at least in terms of the outfits that they had for their more, like, quote-unquote, like, Southeast Asian to, like, Middle East-inspired region, they got the outfits right. A lot of people praise them for how much research they put into the outfits, even if they flopped in other categories. Like, you can put more, like, I think every individual, when they work on something and they're trying to write outside of their own culture, I do think there's a level of responsibility to do better. But I also think the world is pushing people to do that, because I do think there has been historically a lot less, like, obviously when Disney did it, people didn't care about research. People did not care to be accurate about what they did. It was all about the idea of something, and you just make some kind of thing up. But nowadays we have, I think as society, we've grown to be a little bit more responsible for that. We need a kimono theme season. That's what I'm saying. A kimono theme season would be so much better. Sakura teased us so badly in Dreamstar. It was so pretty. So pretty. We gotta go back. They can do it. They could really pop off with a kimono theme season. And, like, just a traditional Japanese one. I get that, like, traditional Japanese stuff is not fun amongst the children. The children would not want something that's traditional Japanese. It's why, like, pirates are so popular in Japan, because every country wants something that's not, like, they want something that's foreign, something that's not them. But it'd be so cool if they did one, dude. I would love one so much. Why does one of Cure Fortune's power-up look like Princess Jasmine? Yeah, I mean, it's just, like, they didn't put any effort into figuring out how to design her. By any means, there's inspiration taken from many different cultures, not necessarily religions. But religions also tie, especially in the Middle East. A lot of religion is something that you're going to be playing with the fashion. Which, again, it's one of the reasons why you need to research fashion, is because certain fashion pieces have very religious connotations. Like, one of the things that's played with a lot in Japanese culture, and where, obviously, if you're from Japan, you can play around with it, but if you're not Japanese, you probably shouldn't, is, like, Miko culture. Like the Shrine Maiden outfit. Like, obviously, that's very much tied to Shintoism. And even the way you do a kimono has cultural ties. Like, which side of the kimono you fold on is really important, because if you fold it on wrong, then you're folding it like it's a corpse, and you don't want to walk around looking like a corpse. Or if you put the obi in the front, then it usually has more adult connotations compared to where, like, the obi is tied in the back. Like, you have to, if you're gonna represent these stuff, you have to look into it, because there's a lot of people who do not know what the, like, cultural context of an outfit is, and then you get somebody in the West who does, like, a kimono looking outfit, and then they have them look like like a ghost instead, and it's just like you should do your research on fashion. Fashion has a rich history and it's very worth looking into it if you're going to represent something that's not your own or something that's not just like modern. I have a samurai Precure fan series, and if I were ever to draw it, I'd love to draw them on kimono style. That'd be so cute. That'd be so cute. I love how accurate they did the Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, I think Lilo and Stitch, if you look at the behind the scenes, sorry, I know way too much about Disney movies. If you look at the behind the scenes for Lilo and Stitch, I think it was one of the first movies where they actually took all the staff who were working on that movie and flew them out to the location, like to Hawaii, and they were like, we're gonna go talk to locals. We're gonna talk to locals, and we're gonna talk like to people, and we're gonna get the historical accuracy and everything a lot better. Like that was one of the main things that they focused on for the Lilo and Stitch movie, and subsequently several movies after Lilo and Stitch was supposed to be like they would send the people out there and be like, learn about the culture and get it right, because they did get a lot of backlash for being not good at representing stuff before. Like, a lot of people had backlash for Aladdin, it's just that we didn't hear about it because social media wasn't as big compared to now. But I'm gonna be honest, does Lilo and Stitch and FNAF movie have a similar story? Do they? I've not seen the FNAF movie, but very different aliens and animatronics. Are the animatronics secretly good in the FNAF movie? Like, they're technically not good-ish in the series. Well, it depends on which season or which game. Not all animatronics are created equal. An actual Tea Party theme. I would love a Tea Party theme, but you know dang well that they do a Tea Party theme, they're gonna make it Alice in Wonderland, and then I'm gonna have to have an Alice in Wonderland one, and I'm like, I don't want Alice in Wonderland, I just want tea. But also that would just be like Victorian England, like classical era. I would love a Precure season that is kind of like Kaito Sentai Lupin Ranger versus Keisatsu Sentai Pata Ranger. You know, the Sentai season has two teams fighting for different reasons. I did not know that. I've heard of the seasons, but I don't know much about Super Sentai. I wish I knew more. Like, again, if I had all the time in the world, the other things that I would be really interested in, because I grew up on Power Rangers, I would love to get down to, like, watching all of Super Sentai, watching a certain amount of Kamen Rider, because I heard that, like, at a certain point, the olden Kamen Rider shows are not worth watching. Which is also what I've heard about Doctor Who, is, like, there's a certain age point where it's like, just don't bother watching it older than this point in time. I want to do Super Sentai, I want to do Kamen Rider, and then I would want to go into the idol thing. Like, that's, like, I made a choice at a point in my life of, am I going to be a magical girl content creator, or am I going to be an idol content creator? And honestly, it's the reason why I have not seen the newer, like, Love Live, and why I haven't dived back into Idol Master, because I used to be really into Idol Master, and then I got into Love Live a little bit, but Love Live's premise made me mad because I liked Idol Master. I like Idol Master more. But, like, I've really backed off. It's why I haven't watched, because I think Prepara and Aikatsu are the idol-y ones. But, like, there's that. But yeah, Super Sentai's another one I wish I could get into. I absolutely in love with the Komachi bow. Yeah, her bow hair is really cute. I need to read it. I do think this is one of the cuter outfits in the franchise, in my opinion. I might actually, yeah, keep it there. Oh, and then we're gonna move down. Oh, we don't have the power-ups for this. Let me get an image. Let me get an image of that so we can talk the power-up one for power-up. What season this is called? Happiness charge. Alrighty. Okay, this is a good enough image of the full body as we're gonna get. Oh, I hate how Google Images work now. Alright, I'm just gonna pull that image. We're gonna pop it up. Alright, oh, it's lower quality than I'd like it to be. Well, you know, we can't always be winners with these. There was always be fashion, religion, and politics. Fashion and religion and politics always do reach. Yeah, I mean, that's like the TLDR. I don't know if I'm going to talk about it much more at this point, but yeah, again, if you're going to represent something that's not you, you should do research. I think is the TLDR. Because I think that was one of the biggest backlashes. Like, I really liked the new Carmen Sandiego show a lot. I really liked the new style that they went for it. But it was rife with a lot of inaccuracies. And the whole point of Carmen Sandiego is to travel the world and see different cultures and whatnot. And it bummed me out because I was like, there's so many people who obviously were getting represented in this series and were like, this is wrong. Like, I think the entire time they talk about Jakarta, there's so many things that they got wrong about Jakarta, and it's like, okay, but you're the season where you're supposed to, like, maybe research it a little bit. Maybe do a little bit more effort there. So, that's that. Yes, 5 has a lot of Super Sentai, and yeah, I mean, it's coming from the company that made Super Sentai. I wish they did a winter theme. I would love to have a Cure, like, Cure Winter. I feel like that's, like, people have done it. Fans have done the seasonal ones. Yeah. A lot of fan out of her Cure Summer because, oh, I guess they have done Cure Summer. There have been people who have definitely humored the idea of doing a seasonal season, and I think that'd be really fun. There was a name for it, and it was like on Pinterest for the longest time, and I wish I knew more about it, but it's one of those things where people just repost it on Pinterest and don't cite their sources. Mind you, as somebody who does use Pinterest regularly, Pinterest will shame you for, like, putting a source down, and they're like, this is gonna get less visibility because you put a source down. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to tell people where it came from and that I didn't post it myself. Like, I didn't make this. I'm just posting content that people would be interested in. But yeah, there used to be, like, a pastel season that somebody did a lot of fan art for, and it looks really, really good. They're at the bottom of the dock. Okay, I can go to the bottom of the dock. Yoink. Alright, here we go. I also like Dinosaur Precure, but I know Toei, ooh, girls, yeah, it would not be a popular theme, but I've definitely heard people humor detectives and dinosaurs for Precure, and I would love that. I'd love either of those. Oh, I know you told me during stream, I didn't realize that they were at the bottom. Do you still think that 2 Precure teams fighting for a different season would be cool? I think that'd be cool. I feel like they've kind of done it this season with trying to make Zakyun Kiss a separate group from Idol Precure, but they have not done it well. I'll put it that way. Those skirts are a choice for sure. I think it was Precure Seasonal Judge. I don't know if that name is familiar, but I would not. Again, it was on Pinterest. I don't know if it even bothered to list the name of it. But Seasonal Judge is that's a clever name. That's a pretty clever name. All right. Yeah, these skirts suck. They remind me of, what's the name? The Bop It. They remind me of the colors on a Bop It to me. Because they're like, we're doing rainbow, but we're, like, sectioning it. I was like, just make a 4-layered skirt instead of, like, a 2-layered skirt with different colors on each side. The skirts are really horrible. The upper body isn't that bad, but it's also giving just, like, Sailor Moon. It's kind of the same torso as Sailor Moon. And they could just, you know, do more with it. The hairstyles are not horrendous, and I think the pastel colors are fine. They have the translucent bow wings, which honestly are just... These bow wings existed so that Delicious Party could run. I'll put it that way. They did it so Delicious Party could run. I do think that, like, in terms of power-up forms, these are probably the most boring in the franchise. They're so simple. And then again, I just feel like they could have done something a little bit different with the skirt. I'd rather they do the piano skirt that we get with Cosmo, and I feel like that would have worked out better. But, yeah, it's just, they're so boring. The skirts are really bad. The shoes are fine. The hairstyles are fine. Gloves are fine. It's just these ugly, like, they're lampshades. Let's put it that way. These are lampshades. They're not good. It's also weird, like, for whatever, like, theming they were going for with the power-up. Like, I get that they were trying to be different from other shows with coming up with, like, a unique power-up, but it's like party time. And I was like, is party time, like, are we making a reference to, like, when people get too crazy at parties and they start putting lamps on their heads? Like, what are we doing? What are we saying here? I don't mind the innocent forms, but the skirts are a bit too low for me. Yeah, that too. They really need the makeup skills from Rosemary. Mari-chan would do so much better. I think my final decision, I really want a winter-themed Precure. Something about saving the Arctic animals. Ooh, that would be fun. I mean, we get another Antarctica one. Or I guess in that one it'd be North Pole. It's literally the same outfit for everybody. The only difference is the hair. Yeah, it's also very, like, yeah, they didn't... have much variation in the outfits, whereas other seasons, when you look up close, they do have variations. Princess Honey and Fortune look fine, but Lovely looks off, probably because of her magenta hair. It would change to a pastel pink. It's true, they just want, like, they made her hair brighter and not so much lighter in the way that they made everybody else's lighter. I do think that hers stands out more than everyone else's. Like, in terms, like, if we grayscaled this, this one would probably have the most significant difference compared to everybody else. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of these ones in the slightest bit. But where do I put them? Like, I think Lovely will be health bar, and then you guys will be cookie with icing. And then we gotta talk about our final form. Alright, so we're revisiting, like, again, just picture this. This is a year after Miss Noblest T was really pissed off about what happened with the DokiDoki finale. Do you really think that she was doing much better by the time we got to the happiness charge finale and only one of them got power-ups? Do you think she, like, came back from that? Do you think she got any better? She did not. She was mad upset that Lovely was the only one who got a power-up. I can give the others power-ups, please. Right. I will say, I am torn on this outfit, as an outfit. I think by this point, I was like, well, I guess they did in DokiDoki. They just hate us. They're only gonna have the main character power up in the movie and in the finale. This is our fate. This is just my luck. Toei hates me specifically. But, like, with that level of resignation, I looked at the outfit and I was like, okay. Like, I am a fan of the pirate boots. I've always been a fan of the pirate boots. I think they're fun. The, like, multi-layered skirt thingy, it's whatever. The jacket, I kind of hate. Like, I mean, it makes sense. Like, for a power-up. They had jackets before. It's got a bit of a regal look to it. And I don't mind it in, say, Healing Good. I don't like it here. I think the jacket just... I don't even know the word to say what I feel. But disappointment might just be it. I don't really like it with the jacket. Everything else is fine. I mean, it's doing, like, ostentatious gloves, bow in the back that kind of makes her look like a mouse, layer hair, gold accents. It's doing just, like, it's checking the list. It's not checking it twice, it's just checking it once. The thing that saves this moment for me is the amazing fight that comes in afterwards. Yeah, it's a good fight. I just, like, I think the worst part of this fight is just when they're all sitting there on the planet and they look up and they see, like, Lovely going off and they're like, huh, I guess we're just standing here. And it's so dumb. They're all just like, oh, look at her go. And they're just standing there watching it. And I'm like, well, it's a good fight. Don't get me wrong. Just, I was depressed. The fact that Seiji could have fought in the final battle too, because he was given power. Yeah, he got that. Seiji was... I've never seen a male character more disrespected in a franchise than poor Seiji. I really like the colored line art that they do in these super forms. I do give it that. I do like that they actually lighten... Like, because it was a very popular thing to do at the time. Because I want to say that Happiness Charge came out around... There's a period, and I'm trying to think of the animes that did this. Because, like, Flying Witch was one of the last ones, where they kept playing around with the line art color and they would lighten it. I did think that was a cool call, artistic-wise. When I saw Lovely got a forever power-up and the others didn't, like, F you, Toei. That's how I felt. I was pretty mad. And so I have to be impartial and be like, how do I feel about this outfit and not about my emotions? I still think her ballerina power-up from the movie was way better. This one's, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We moved on. We survived Happiness Charge. Oh, I didn't realize the wings are down here. I didn't realize they're at the bottom. I'm so sorry, Ben. But yeah, these are the wing power-ups for DokiDoki. Yeah, I mean, they're cool wings. They got better at doing wings. But you gave them nothing else but these wings. You could have made their outfits white. You could have just, you know, erased all the color and made the outfits white. Because that would be easier for the animators. I'm mad about it. Anyway, he's going up to... back up to... Yeah, go, princess. Here we go. Here we go, princess. Oh, we got so many to choose from, guys. It's gonna be such a good time. I do like that they changed the black on her outfit. Yeah. Yeah, it's not black no more. Alright. Go Princess, the first elegant modes, normal, Rose, and Lily. I love this. In terms of like having a power up that's creative, I love the fact that her dress was designed so that they could put a dress under it. I love, because like before she just has the asymmetrical skirt in her normal form and then we got her legs and her shoes. But like they literally designed the skirt so that she could put a big cake skirt under it. And I love that. I love how camp it is. I love how ridiculous it is. This one is great. It's good. It's great. Now Rose, I like a little bit less. I feel like the colors are a little bit more organized here. I feel like the red isn't working as well as the purple. But like it's not bad. It's just like I think I like normal more than Rose. Like just a smidge more. And then I love Lily. Lily's queen. She is Lily of the Valley. I love Lily to bits. I love the flower. It's much more than the others. This one just looks good. It's completely uniform in color. It's so good. No notes. The white bow here. It's just so beautiful. I absolutely love it. Where do I put these, though? Decisions to be made. Decisions to be made. Did I accidentally move the normal one? Whatever. I'll just say that the normal one and Lily are the same, and then Rose is different. There's not going to be much difference in here. I think the normal one is Brownie, and then I will put Lily / the regular one in Donut. I think that's where I'm going to go with my opinions. Because they're good. I love it. We love a ball gown. This design is so well thought out. Honestly, I love both forms so much. Lily and Roses are my mom's favorite flowers. Aw, it's cute. There's a wedding cake. There's more designs. There's more designs to go and Go Princess, and I cannot be putting them all in wedding cake now. I have to control myself. Doki wing power up should be pastel, and they just went with lazy. Yeah, it's very lazy. Mermaid. I love that she has a mermaid tail skirt. I think that was so clever. And again, it works for what the dress was initially, and then just making it longer is so great. Obviously, this one's perfect. Like it's actually what her dress would do. It's what we should do. It's perfect. Like they said we're all gonna have dresses, but they're gonna be different. They're gonna be oh look at the time. Like, you come in when I'm on Go Princess like every time. You come in on my bias. I don't know how you're gonna feel about where the tier list is thus far. Oh my god. The ice one also just really works color palette wise, and I love the diamond like accents to it. I don't even know why this also still works because it's definitely a different blue than the rest of the outfit, but I don't complain. I don't know why, it just works for me. I may just be wrong here, but I do like this as well. And then for her third one, it's not even like the others. They said we did 2 different mermaid styles with the actual more accurate mermaid style dress. And it's beautiful, and I love it. And they brought an ombre in there, and you know that my weak spot is ombre. This whole season's my weak spot because they all have ombre hair. I love it. Delicious. Alright, so we don't have the original, but we'll just say it's good. We'll probably put her with the ice one. What are the names again? Ice and Bubble. Alright. Ice. Great. I love you. Boom. Donut. Bubble. Also donut. Oh my god. In this show, her bubble dress actually sparkles exactly as it should. It's so glamorous. I wish Mermaid and Laura had a transformation together. Yeah, they had that one acknowledgement in All-Stars F, and that's all we've gotten. That's the one crumb of their interaction we've had. I feel like I just have this feeling when you get to go for him, like, time to see this girl's bias blossom once more. What can I say? What can I say? And you know, I didn't even think that Miss Twinkle would even look good with a longer gown because hers felt so, like, attributed to being short. It felt like it was meant to be short. But she also looks good with it down. Them going with, I don't even know if we can call it asymmetrical. It has an asymmetrical skirt with a regular, like, layered skirt underneath. So good. This one works really well because it coordinates the purple that she has in her regular outfit, and they made it work unified. Like, normally these colors would be, like, again, the thing that's kind of weird about Twinkle's outfit is they went with the complementary of like the purple and the like the mustard yellow, which was a choice. But somehow she pulled it off. I do think the red in her hair kind of ruins it. She probably should have had a purple highlight as her ombre, but I digress. They always don't want to be coordinated with the hair. It's pretty good. They changed it to blue though, and I liked it more. What can I say? Blue is my bias as well. I love blue. It looks so good. I like that she has this shawl. I really like the shawl change in her dress. Kind of like got this droopy, like, moon aesthetic, like moon priestess thing going on that I have pleasure with. That's good. It's a good design. It makes me happy. I like it. I don't know if I like Shooting Star as much. Shooting Star going in the pink direction is not necessarily the direction I wanted. I kind of like that they experimented with her top a little bit, but I don't know if it's as successful as I would like it to be. The stripes and theory sound like they should do more. And then, like, it's a shooting star, so it's like the trail behind the star, but, like, I don't know if it's working in the way I want to. I don't like it as much. But it's still not bad. And I like that they put the stars at the end of her dress. I wish they did that for all of them because I think that's a good design. But that's just me. That's just me. Can we agree that this season is like a Disney princess season? It do be having Disney princess energy. Twinkle is so slay. Agreed. All girls slay this season. Just wait until you see Tropical Rouge power up with the capes and the colors. Agreed. The shawl in Luna is super cute. I love it. I love it to bits. Oh, da 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 da. One of them looks like a clock. Not gonna lie, but it's pretty. I kind of like the clock aesthetic. I feel like a lot of moon stuff lends itself to also kind of be time themed as well. It kind of just slots right into place. I'm gonna have lunch, so bye, but if you're streaming, I'll see you later. Thank you. I hope you have a good day if we do not see each other once more. Alright. So, let's see where I'm putting these. I still like her OG dress. I think I like this one the most. And then I don't like this one as much. I feel like the lines are blurry now. I'm gonna have to reorganize my thing. And then we have Scarlet with just her elegant mode. Did she not have more? Do I, like, misremember her having, like, slightly different skirts? Or am I crazy? I'm waiting for your opinion on my favorite forms, and I will be judging. I'm trying to remember if you were a delicious party girly or if it was something else. I know that we've touched on some of your favorite seasons already, and I don't know how you feel about where we've put things. We've had to make some calls. And by we, I mean mostly just me and my big fat opinions. But yes, elegant mode for Scarlet. I like it a lot. I think it works. I do think it's interesting because, I mean, I've always seen her outfit as being kind of like kimono themed. I have been told that that's wrong by my friend who lives in Japan. But whatever. I like its vibe. It just feels very Empress to me. It's pretty. I like it a lot. I like just how it's a good medium where it's not like, we obviously have massive poof, we have big thin, we've got average, and then we've got kind of just like, I don't even know what to call it. It's good. I like it. I like that all of them are different. I like that all of them are a diverse ball gown extravaganza. So I put her in donut. Scarlet deserved her normal and firework mode, but she looks good. I don't know why I thought she had different ones. I guess it was the same every time. I'm literally losing it. I wish Go Princess and Disney did a collab. Dude, like, honestly, that's another one that I'm surprised has never happened, is that, like, Precure and then Disney Japan have not collabed. Because Disney Japan is a separate entity from Disney proper. I do think that they've had Precure merchandise in Disney. I can't remember if it was Disneyland, like Tokyo Disney, or if it was Disney Sea, where they did some kind of thing where you could get cookies for a season. Like they sold cookies that looked like the characters. Oh my god, the dress up premium. We're getting into good territory. Oh, these are so pretty, dude. I love these to bits. Like, them getting more and more princess dressy. Like, I loved the princess aesthetic when I was a kid, so all of this is very appealing to me. I love the ridiculous bows. I love the, like, different, like, fabric. I don't even know what you call it when you have resting fabric like this, but it reminds me very much of, like, that first dress they had in Cinderella. I've always liked it. It felt very elegant. It's supposed to be elegant. I love it to bits. Like, there's just not much I can say that I don't like. I love that they have the sheer at the end that a lot of wedding dresses will have nowadays. I like the, like, I also like that these look good, but they also don't look like wedding dresses, too. Like, they do wedding dress things, but because of the colored highlights, they don't look like wedding dresses. And I like that it's able to differentiate as a princess dress and not as a wedding dress, but still manage to have that white power-up aesthetic, which I really, really, really like. And then over here we have Dress It Free. My friend calls them wedding dress, and I'm like, real. I love the sparkles at the bottom of the dress are based on their names, so the petals, bubbles, yeah, I like that it matches. Like, we do have like the flower petals here, the bubbles, the stars, and then just, I guess, like the fiery bits here. It's nice. They're super nice. I like that it's in their hair. It accentuates the ombres. It's really sparks a lot of joy, honestly. I really, really like these. Again, it's giving very much for me like the first dress in, like the first like ball, like, I guess, yeah, ball gown that they have in Cinderella. I like them a lot. This is very princessy for me. They did what I needed them to do. I still am putting them in donut tier though, if I can put them in order. If Donut Tier will cooperate with me. Because we have to talk Grand Princess stuff. Well, we have one more power-up. We then have them with wings, which is even better. I may actually put this in Wedding Tier because these bow wings are so cool. Like, the really ornate lace, and if you, like, take the time to look at the designs that they came up for the lace in this show, it's so detailed. Like, even I am too lazy of a designer to have lace look this good, and I really need good-looking lace because I like to have lace accents in my overlays for streams and stuff. But dude, the lace is so nice. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I don't know what it's called either, but I'm super stumpy too. Mermaid got River hair extensions from March. She did. She got those hair extensions. She's like, we gotta make it go on forever. Princess Form from Smile is a yes on the rankings. I agree so much. Now, the royal bows are crazy detailed and beautiful. The detail on the bows is insane. The lace has the details in the show with the shells and the mermaid. Yeah, yeah. So they do it both for the doily and for the lace here, where each of them are unique to the characters. Like, you can see the sakura petal here and there, and the stars here. It's easier to see it on a black background. You can see a little bit better with Miss Mermaid here, with, like, kind of like a bubbly shape going on here. Like, they all are very, very nice. I mean, the bow may bump it up into wedding tier. We may have officially gotten into wedding tier territory for me. And then we have Grand Princess Part 1, which I also, Grand Princess Part 2 is super good. I love the Grand Princess designs a lot. They make me really happy. I love these, like, croaks. Why did... Cloaks! I like these cloaks! Oh my god. I love the cloaks to bits. Because that genuinely is like Grand Princess. Because you got like Princess, you get a little nice dress. Grand Princess, we have big, fancy, heavy cloaks because you're the queen now. Like, a Grand Princess is surely just a queen. And they be looking like queens. They get staffs. We love a good staff. They're so pretty and cute, and they keep their base dress shapes, but they all have the golden stuff. The only thing different is really just their hair. But, like, the bows are all coordinated to them on the dresses. They're so pretty. I love these croaks. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. These are wedding tier for me. I really, really do like these designs to bits. They're some of my favorite of all time. I'm a huge fan of the Grand Princess aesthetic. Wholeheartedly. In the show, they have the doilies above their heads too. Yeah, that's right. They had them like on the back. They were really cool. They were like halo-y. Also, the key staffs. Yeah, that's what they are. The key staff. They're so pretty, dude. It's so good. I sure love the croaks. I'm feeling very attacked right now. Hello Kitty themed Precure season when yeah, they've done Sanrio collabs with Precure before. They have merchandise ones with, I think, what's it called? It's like 3-cent. There's that one like cheaper shop, and they did one with them. I can't remember what it's called, 3-cent or something else. But I know they've had that collab before. But specifically with Yes5. Because Yes5 gets all the collabs. I wish the others had their normal dresses in their Grand Princess mode. Yeah, like, this is the one season where, again, after we had, like, the desert of solo characters, I was a little mad. Like, I will say that I am not the biggest fan of the final episode of Go Princess. There are things that hurt my feelings. I was not super happy that Flora was the only one who had her Grand Princess, like, solo form. But they all got Grand Princess outfits, so I tried not to be upset about it. I was like, okay, they threw me a bone. They threw me a bone. I'm salty, but I'm not as salty as I could be. And so I let it go. I let it wash away. I let it wash away. Okay. Mahou Tsukai Precure, Cure, Miracle. We are moving up in the world. Yes, 5 had one, but I don't remember what it was called. Yeah. But yeah, my fave form is the Diamond Ribbon, but I love Depopri. Yeah. I was like, I thought you liked some delicious party. I thought you liked some delicious party. Alright, moving to this. Our, like, I don't know why this always feels, maybe it's just because it looks German to me. It's like the Hansel and Gretel looking outfit for the Ruby. I like Ruby a lot. I like Ruby a lot. This, I know this, like, teeters into, like, the Alice in Wonderland aesthetic. I like this one a lot, dude. I like this one. 2 bits. I just think it's pretty well coordinated. The red works for me. It's super cute. I love it when they do like the lace crossings for like kind of corsetting stuff. That's always really cute to me. No, I feel like the bunch, like this bunch ribbon would look awful in real life, but it looks fine here. I like the ponytail. I think it's really cute. I like it. It makes me happy. I put donut. I put it in the donut. Now my fave season. We've come to your fave season. But it fit for the season because she was the one to battle clothes. Yeah, it made sense. It made sense. I'm just salty about solos. I do love Delicious Party designs, you're right, I love it. I am a Topaz stan. Oh, okay. We'll get to it. I love Sapphire. I think Sapphire is really fun and cool. I think they did like some interesting stuff with like the cross patterning and the layering and whatnot. I like the Topaz outfit a lot. It gives, I don't know if it gives like a genie vibe to it. I don't know, but the Topaz one I think is fun. It's like mermaid kind of with the skirt. I think it's cute. I don't know. Like I think the only thing I don't really like about Sapphire is the hair here, where it's like I don't know, just have a down braid. Don't have an updo with a braid somewhere in there. I don't know what the hair's doing. It's doing a lot. I like Sapphire relatively. Relatively, I do have fondness for Sapphire. Honestly, yes, 5 gets so greedy with the collabs. I mean, God forbid we do anything with Smile Fresh and Sweet. So true. I like the diamond outfit. My second favorite's probably the blue, and then the red one, and then the yellow, but it really depends on each of the girls. It's true. I feel like the purple they went on for straight lines and it cuts. Sometimes I feel it's a bit too much. They should have had a little lighter and more frills like they did with pink. I can see that. I love the skin colored scarf for Sapphire. Reminds me of Olivia from Fire Emblem. Oh, I love Olivia. Sometimes it feels like they put a little too much. Yeah, I feel like the designs are really heavy, which is why I'm still blown away for Mirai Days that they reanimated all of these. Like, the designers said we like these enough that we're gonna do it all the time. And then we have Topaz. Then we have Topaz. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry, Trace. I am not a fan of Topaz. I feel like it's doing a little too much. I feel like it's doing a little too much for me. I feel like if I separate it into pieces, I like it. Like, the shoes are cute. Like, I actually don't mind the hair if the hair was on a different outfit. But, like, I don't like it together. I don't know if I love, like, I think the least favorite part is this jacket situation we have going on here for the bodice. I'm so sorry, Trace. I like the skirt here, and I know that they're supposed to have, like, all the colors, or some of the colors rocking here. I don't actually know what I don't know. Never mind. I lied. I don't know why I'm saying words. I don't like it as much together. It's a little too loud for me. It's a little too camp. It's too much. It's too much. Oh man, I got a backstory for her regular form though, for the pink Daya. I actually had plans quite some time ago, mind you, to do cosplay for this. Uh, and unfortunately the person I was working with for the wig for this cosplay ran away with my money. And I'm like a little sad about it. I'm a little salty about it, but I was actually going to cosplay Mahou Tsukai probably when I think Hagato was airing. Because I made a good portion of the outfit in college, but when the person like essentially like ghosted me and was not responding for my wig commission, I think I lost all energy to finish the cosplay. But it's still one of my favorite designs, honestly, for like just this like general design. I always loved that it had this sheer collar up here. I was very fond of that. The layering was really, really nice. I love her. I like her hair. It makes me sad to talk about her hair. But that's my sad TM backstory for Miss Miracle. I was gonna do this was one of the outfits that I just think I was the most attached to in the Precure franchise. I realized my autocorrection. No, don't worry about it. I do my best to read stuff and try to translate it into words that my brain is able to also put back out. I will do my best to like autocorrect mentally for people's comments, or I will completely rephrase a comment because that's how I work. Candy theme season next year, trust. That would be so cool. I'd love a candy theme. I'd love a little Candyland themed one. Da, 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 da. To be fair, I like Legos more. Man, I'm so sorry. No, wow, yeah. I've been it's one of the reasons why I cosplay less nowadays is that I've had a couple of commissions where I got pretty burned. I've had a wig person ghost me and take my money, which mind you, it was not a little amount of money, it was a lot of money. This one I feel less inclined to be mad at her, but also I've never worked with her again. I had a photographer that I did photos with for several years in a row, but my last photo shoot with her was like a week before COVID happened, and I messaged her like every month being like, "Hey, are my photos done? Hey, are my photos done? Hey, are my photos done?" And after a year of asking and she never sent them to me, I was like, at this point, she's deleted the photos. They don't exist anymore because she does so much photography that I was like, there's no way she still is hanging on to my photos and I'm not getting those back. So I just never worked with her again. I didn't even fight for the money back. I was just like, I was so upset. And I was like, I'm just never going to work with you again. And I was really upset because I had used her for years. And then I had another person that I commissioned a cosplay for. I did get a refund in it, but they just were very unresponsive, and it's just like I've kind of moved away because like I really don't want to do certain aspects of cosplay myself. Like I hate doing wigs, which is why I'm procrastinating on my wigs today. Um, but like I really got bummed out after a couple of different commissions all fell through. So I cosplay like once a year now instead of every month like I used to. Oh, sorry for about my sad teen backstory going on there. But yeah, overall, this is one of my favorite outfits. If I have not ranked it already, this is easily one of my top wedding tier outfits for me. I really, really like that design. But I will say they did a very good job with both the fairy turning human, turning earth, green design. Yeah, honestly, the way they handled Felice was fantastic. I feel like Topaz would have worked better if it was thunder and not candy themed because the others were yeah, it is interesting that like Topaz felt so jarring from the rest of the squad. Mostly because I realized this is the adult power up, by the way. I just realized I think these are the adult power ups. I'm so blind to the original designs. Are they not? I have to check. God, the Mahou Tsukai designs are now all blurring in my head. But definitely for the original. The most original version of Miss Miracle I was gonna cosplay. Da 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 da. Da, da, da. My wish for next year is no Yes 5 merchandise and collabs with only recent seasons. Honestly, that'd be nice. I feel like every other week there's a Yes 5 collab, and I was like, it's great for you guys. Pop off, I guess. I would love to cosplay Kyoka from My Bashi Wishes since the outfit is available. Ooh, I have not checked to see if cosplays are available for My Bashi Wishes, because I absolutely would do a My Bashi Wishes cosplay. I probably would just do Mai, because she blue, but also their outfits are all really cute. They're all pretty dang cute. Unfortunately, that's not possible for reasons. Yeah, Yes 5 Go-Go is the, like, most popular season. They gotta make that money. It's true. Yeah, the pink dye is the adult Mirai days. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, I definitely recognize it much better on Magical than I do on Miracle for it being different. But nonetheless. How do I feel about Ruby on Miss Magical? It's a no for me. I'm so sorry. This one, like, it's giving, like, devil mixed with Christmas. Like, I feel like for how, like, this is giving strawberry shortcake. This is giving, like, you know, fairy tale Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know what this is giving. Like, I feel like, I get that black is one of her accent colors. I don't like the black here. I feel like, again, the black with this shade of red is giving, like, like, Spirit Halloween devil outfit. Or, like, Incubus outfit. And then they have, like, the white stuff here that makes it look like a Santa Claus outfit. And it's just doing too much. I don't like it as much here. I'll be so for real with you. I'll be so for real. Should go back down here. So they go make that money. Yeah. I still want idol figures for my Bashi. God, their idol outfits would be so nice. I finally am getting the rest of the 3 for my Bashi wishes. I think that shipped from Zen Market recently. I'm like, I tried to get them before those tariffs hit us. We're screwed in America. For the Ruby transformation, for the purple one, I always felt was leaning a bit too dark. Almost, like, sexy. Yeah, she's always had kind of, like, an interesting, like, trying to say it in the best way possible. She's had, like, a mature vibe in some of her designs. Like, the neckline here, and, like, that, like, is boudoir the word I'm looking for? That might also be wrong. I'm, like, trying to be very careful because I know these are children characters. But they definitely go for a little bit more of a, risque kind of aesthetic for this outfit, which I was not quite sure why we did that, if I'm being so for reals with you. Welcome in, Mahou. How are you today? I do like Magical's hair and Ruby. I don't like the twin tails. I feel like characters who don't have their hair in, like, true twin tails, and then they move them to twin tails, and it's like a spiky twin tail, throw me off. I'm trying to think of what character. It's a KyoAni character that did that at one point. And I was like, she had, like, spiky twin tails, and I was like, put your hair down. Put your hair down to normal. Yeah, the black and red on Liko do not mix well with the purple hair. It's so off-putting. It's rough. It's rough. Da 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 da. Let me get back to the context for this one. I wish a person who did MMD Precure Power Ups on, or on V-Roy. I'm not really good at model making. That's one of the things I could do. I can 3D model, and I haven't 3D modeled a character in a hot minute, but, like, there's so many. Every time I see, like, Precure models and one of them's missing, I'm like, girl, I could just make the one that's missing. There's, like, on VR chat, there's a whole world where people made a lot of Precure models, or, like, have, like, brought together a bunch of different Precure models made by a bunch of different modelers. And I'm like, oh, but you're missing, like, one character, or you're missing, like, one form. Like, I think there's almost every form of, like, the Hardcatch girls in that world. But I'm like, there's some people missing. Girl, I'm scared when the oh my god, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong. Is it de minimis ends? Whatever our stupid tariff nonsense is. And packages are gonna be like $90+. Like, girl, international buying is dead. I hope they just do that thing where they're like, JK, we're delaying it for a couple more months, like they keep doing with the TikTok ban. Like, just do that. I hate the fact that it's not only like it was one thing when they're like, we're gonna tariff it and it's gonna be a percentage of your cost. Like, if I buy, like, an acrylic set and it's like $20, and they're like, we're gonna charge $5 as, like, 25% of, like, what you bought. I'd like, that made me mad, but that's something. Now they're like, a flat fee of $80 for anything that crosses, like, international waters. Screw you. I'm so pissed about that. I'm so pissed about that. It's gonna be really bad. I mean, I also don't know why anybody thinks, like, ruining trade with other countries is the play. I wish Cutie Figures did excellent Tropical Rouge figures. I'm sad Laura doesn't have an... I've never forgiven them for not... She is the only mainline cure who does not have a Cutie figure. And I have not forgiven them. I don't know why. She was such a popular character, or at least the series acted like she was the most popular character in the universe, and you can't give me a Lemaire figure. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. I would love to get some Japanese CDs, and I can only imagine how the tariffs. Oh my god, I'm gonna perish. I'm gonna perish when we have the tariffs. I'm so mad. I think I've got like 30 figure orders within the next like 2 years that are coming out, and I'm gonna have to cancel some of them. Like, oh my god, there's this really cute. I have this artist that I really love, Rosary, who I'm actually gonna see next weekend, and I'm very excited. Um, and she has a really cute figure coming out that's due in October. And I'm gonna be so mad if I have to, like, I think I may just swallow the cost, but I really, 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 really don't want to. If it's with other figures, I may have to cancel it altogether. But I really, really want that figure, and I really, 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 really don't want to have to pay an extra $80. In this economy, I don't want to pay an extra $80. I'm trying to save my money for other things. I don't need to be throwing away an extra $100 for nothing. I hate that TikTok's not the same anymore. I hopped off TikTok. To be fair, I hopped off TikTok a while ago, but ever since like it got banned and then came back for like 24 hours, it's been really bad. I don't like the algorithm control that it's changed to. Even more so than like my content just didn't do well on TikTok anymore. They really moved to like videos where you show your face and tell a story, and that's not the kind of content I make, and I didn't really want to pivot to that personally. So I like kind of just hopped off the app because it didn't really appreciate the content I made anymore, which is fine. But yeah, definitely nowadays, like how controlled it is not good. I think they tried to be balanced with these forms. It just didn't work balancing out well in the diamond form with the sapphire. Ruby pink was better. Topaz purple was better. Okay, so coming back to this, I really like her sapphire form. Her silly little volcano hair is funny, but I like that they put in like the one strand of blue. I wish that strand of blue was in her front bangs too, so it'd be a little more consistent, but it is what it is. I like this. This one's fine. I have no problems with it. I love the high gloves. I love the like I love it when they kind of like toga, again is not the right word, but I love when they have like a looser piece of fabric that just like basically makes it seem like it's not strapless. I have a huge fondness for that. I love that. I kind of wish it went the full length instead of turning into like this pointy thing, but I also love I like the pointy fabric, whatever we're gonna call that. That doesn't really happen all that often in real life. But yeah, I like this outfit a lot. Sapphire is pretty strong for me. Put it up there. I enjoy a good sapphire. Topaz. So Topaz is interesting because when I do look at it as a whole, for some reason I like it. I think the purple hair on the yellow is terrible, but that's the complementary colors talking. Otherwise, I like this one a lot. It's giving like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory to me. But it kind of like works. Like she looks like she's about to come out and tell me that she's the queen of candy. And that I am now part of her royal entourage. Like, I like this. I also think the pudding was the primary inspiration for this, and it just worked. That's why we got Cure Custard later down the line. I like this outfit. I like hers significantly better. Also, I think her going with a more orange tone instead of, like, the highlighter yellow was probably a better call as well. Like, I don't know if doing this outfit and sticking out on her would have fixed the problem. Maybe it would have. Maybe if we did take her outfit and put it on Miss Ma'am, it would look better. I like this Topaz outfit. It's really just her hair that's keeping her from being any higher. As a Cure Lemaire hater, I don't mind that she doesn't have an acrylic. Oh god, I have to catch up with Chetta. I was yapping too much in the middle. Da 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 da. I would love to buy some Japanese CDs. I can only imagine how the tariffs are gonna be bad. I think da 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 da. Read that. Girl, my package the other day I sent off, about the same, would be like $2 or $3 now, and added me a 10, 15. Tariffs are rough. They're just so bad. They're so awful. IDK why they're ruining the economy. As a Cure Lemaire hater, I don't like that she's missing. I think just as a completionist, I'm mad. Like, she's not my favorite character. I do like her design, though, and I do just want to have a complete collection, even if her figure doesn't exist. Girl, my Nana acrylic from the show comes out in October. I'm terrified. It may cost like $120 for an acrylic. That's 12. Yeah, that's like the flat fee of $80 is absolutely insanity. There's no excuse for it whatsoever. But I'm also curious how companies are going to handle it. I know Good Smile has already said that, like, once the tariffs drop, you can cancel your figures, which is great because Good Smile usually shuts down your account if you ever try to do anything like that. But I definitely, like, the worst part is that there's really, really big Madoka figures coming out. There's going to be a singular, there's a singular Devil Homura that I can live without the Devil Homura because there's no companion Madoka that I'd have to cancel with it going up another $100. But there's the Prisma ones that I got that is a pairing of Devil Homura and Madoka, which is due at the end of like next year, like end of 2026. But if I have to cancel that, I'm gonna be so sad. I'm gonna be so sad, dude. Because that will go up to like, it's already going to be very expensive for both. I'll put it that way without saying a number. But it being, that one's gonna be like $500 more with the tariffs. And I cannot remotely just spend an extra $500 all willy-nilly. And for what? A terrible, terrible financing situation. I'm so upset that Cure Felice doesn't have, like, yeah, she doesn't have the forms. I'm really upset, but why does Mofudu get one? You bring up a good point. You bring up a very good point. I think it was not super clear, so I'm saying that for both girls, Diamond and Sapphire look really great and well balanced, while Topaz looks better on purple and Ruby looks better on pink. Yeah. I agree. I love the flan habit. It's very cute. Okay, at least she likes Liko as much as I do. I'm spared. Are you sure Ruby is the fire element? Because Sapphire is cooking it alive. I also like Liko's layering on her skirt better, especially with the flaps on the side. Going into a loud detail in the middle. Yeah. Agreed. Okay. And then her power up for the pink dye one. I was like, the reason why I can tell is because she's got the garters. And this one is the only reason why I remember that this is the power up and not the regular one. I was like, hey, now I remember why you're different from the normal one. I like her power up. I like her adult form. I like that she has an adult form, period. I think it's a nice, it's not like it's necessarily an improvement upon the original one. It feels like this is fitting for being a more mature variation of her design. I like it a lot. It sparks joy. I feel like it's easier to tell that it's the adult form in the show because she's taller. I feel like for the sete, they just made it short. Like she looks the same height as her other companions, portion wise. But she's pretty tall. Like her legs are a lot longer in the show. I like her power up. It sparks the joy. Pretty happy. Okay, now we do the Mufus. Yeah, Mufudun getting multiple forms is an interesting thing. She get a lot of forms. She get a lot. She gets spoiled. And honestly, they're really good. I think compared to the movie power-ups, I really like Mufudun's power-ups. I think all of them are really good for like being the childish kind of variant of all of them. I think her Ruby is really cute. I like it a lot. I like that she still keeps the crisscross lace. I love this like random larger coattail. I like the asymmetrical skirt piece thing going on here. I like Ruby a lot. I like Sapphire a lot. I like that it keeps her kind of like circusy vibe going on with like, I think it's really just the gloves add a lot with the long sleeve. I like the shorts. I like the shorts have on ombre. I love her little like feetsies. Like it's kind of given what's his name? Like Icarus kind of vibes going on. I like how like kind of the hair looks a little cloudy. It's cute. I like it a lot. And then her topaz is 10 out of 10. This is what a candy one should look like. Again, I think it helps that the color palette is far more organized. I like her stupid little donut bracelets. I like her little like cake ball belt. I really like the sprinkle shorts looking like chocolate ice cream. And then her little like lollipop shoes. Honestly, all of these are fire. These are all really cute. They're really adorable. In terms of like premium adorable child character, she knocks it out of the park. I think these are all really strong. Oh my god. Boo, boo, boo. Muffin can because she transforms a item and holds stones, so it makes sense. Yeah, I guess that's true. Otana should have taken notes on this because I wish they had adult forms instead of turning into kids. Yeah, dude, Otana. I've never stopped being salty about that for Otana. I do appreciate the change Mufanu and the design of each of the stones, but if I remember correctly in the OG anime, the only thing that changed was the ribbon and the stone, maybe? Girl, I do not remember. I love her topaz hair. It looks like a biscuit. It do look like a little biscuit. Or cookies. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Little biscuit. What's that one brand of biscuit? Is it Biscoff? Is like the like not necessarily the best one, but like the most notable biscuit brand. Ruby looks like a butterfly. I'm not entirely sure what Sapphire looks like, aside from the waves and the seashells. Maybe mermaid hair, because Topaz looks like a lion. I love Topaz. It's super cute on Mofanoon. She'd look super, super cute on Mofanoon. Nope. Mofanoon getting more power-ups than the entire DokiDoki cast. Wow, guys, the wind is so loud today. Yeah, who could have said that? Oh my goodness. Alexandrite, the one that I accidentally made the thumbnail for last week, but I have updated the thumbnail since then. I've got character development. I love the Alexandrite forms so, so, so much. Like, the Alexandrite forms are just solid improvements on their base forms for Miracle and Magical. I absolutely love it. They lightened it. They added proper accents to the outfits. I think they're really cute. I like the cape wings. I think the cape wings are really brilliant for the witch-themed season. I like that the belt has all of the different form types, the like stones for the form types right here. I think that's really cute. Very similar to what I said about like the other form that's a super Alexandrite from the movie. It's a good form. I think it looks good on both of them. I think, unfortunately, Magical is a little bit blander. I feel like they should have given her the little, like, belt, the very Sailor Venus belt that we're rocking there. But I get that they put more down here and, like, the drapey, like, stars. I love this little aesthetic. It's very hard to see on the screen, but it's got, like, the chain, like, the gold chain and the star hanging down from it. I love that. I like her little feathers. It's a very strong design for me in terms of a power-up that really accentuates the design without being frustrating. I love the hats. They are so cute. Once again, I love the big witch hats. Yeah, they like the improved hats. Like, it's cute that they had the mini hats and then they got the big, like, more official witch hats. I think that works really well to, like, be consistent with the series itself. So I will be rating both of these bad girls out here, putting her up. I will say, where did she go? She yeeted her poor design. Put her down just a little bit because I like Magical or Miracle more. I love those, but I think I prefer the execution of the hat on the pink more than the purple. Totally fair. Totally fair. Now, to talk about the absolute queen design that is Miss Felice. It is such an insane departure from her original design. However, the point of her character is that every form that she gets, and I mean every form, she's getting older. And this is so perfect. This is one of the best dresses I've seen in the franchise. Like, I absolutely love this garden dress that she has. I love the little ribbon tied around the bottom. I love that she got, like, these gloves that are really cool. I like that she also has a bit of the cape, but it's a little bit more elegant because she's more of a goddess than she is a witch. And I really, 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 really like her Alexandrite power-up. Like, it is one of my favorite. I like her little hairpiece. I like Miss Fairy. I just, woo! And the lily flower, because, like, before on her original outfit, she has, like, a rose blooming as, like, part of the bodice. And here now it's a lily flower. And I just really like it. You know, she got a white lily flower for her daughters. Her daughter slash parents. I love it so much. Finally, big witch hats. That's what we deserve. Just love the hats. We're here for the hats. We're all sat for the hats. Oh my god, the dress slays. It's so pretty. She is Mother Rapapa here. I love her. I love her. This is one of my, oh, this is definitely, oh, I love it. I really love Felice a lot. Yeah, I know you are correct. The purple flaps on the skirt feel a little too empty. Even just adding the chain of pearls or something, yeah, would add something. I think that would have helped there. 100% agree. Oh, Kira. We are getting into, like, just the fun era of designs. Oh my god. Kira. I feel like some of this is hit and miss, but I like it. Now, this is one where we have to pretend that fashion is completely fictional and there's no such thing as real clothing because none of these outfits remotely would be okay in reality. These would look so hideous in real life. So we have to take reality and zoop, put it away. No reality. No reality when reviewing these outfits. These outfits have to be full on fantasy mode. I really really love Whip a lot. I love this outfit so much. Her little strawberry shortcake bunny rabbit themed outfit is so fluffy and cute and adorable, and I love the little animal power up, and it's just adorable. Um, don't know what these little gems things are doing on any of them. Like, yeah, sure. I guess they put boba at the ends of the outfits. Sure, whatever. I love it. It's really cute. I think it's one of my favorites. I don't know why, man. There's not a lot of justification for it, but like her like improved strawberry shortcake skirt is so precious and adorable, and it's very campy. Oh my god, I must have moved her at some point. Or no, there's two. You get two of her. Anyways, this one goes up there. I donut her. I donut her. Do. Sounds like Alexandrite Felice should have been in her own tier. The way you're speaking of it, it's just so pretty. Kier Felice's Alexandrite form is quite literally Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and the definition of flower child. True. Honestly, at first I didn't really like the outfits for this season. They don't look fantastic in the scene where they use the powers, but they kind of look cool when you put them by themselves. Chocolat is honestly my fave of the bunch. The only one I like is Custard just because they could do without that headband. Okay, looks like I need to do some more editing on this tier list. No worries. Um, I like Cure Custard. She looks like she's about to go to like winter choir practice and she's about to like sing some heavenly tunes. I like her stupid little like goat headpiece here, or not goat, like a sheep. She looks like a little sheep even though she's supposed to be a squirrel. I think it's really funny, but she looks cozy. Like this, I look like I'd wear this to cozy myself up. It's very cute. I also like that her skirt makes more sense as like a custard. Like it genuinely just looks like custard. They like I know they always had like a bit of a custard with her, but I feel like being able to have a long dress works for her. She just looks so petite. She looks so small, like I could hold her in the palm of my hand and be like, here's my custard. Welcome in, Shiny Mew! It's been a minute! How are you? Obviously, this is very different from the content you remember me for a long time ago. I like CLs because how chaotic it's okay, girl, parfait be parfait. Existent, glad to hear it. I'm so sorry, but Cure Gelato needs to be sent to prison along with her design. Her mother and her taxi driver. We'll get to it. Let me put Miss Custard away. Gelato is interesting. Gelato, so I get that they did not lengthen her skirt any longer because again, she's more of a tomboy character. We weren't gonna give her a like bigger skirt than it already was because she doesn't like the princess aesthetic and she's established that in the series. But like, girl, give her like some biker jeans or something because like whatever this thing in the back is a mistake. I also don't think we needed like I can't remember how defined her like toes were before, but we definitely like Precure and some of their toe definition for the shoes is a choice. I'm looking at you, Miss Precious. The toe definition is always a choice, and we could have chosen not to do that for her. I don't like dude, she's supposed to be a lion, but she feels like a werewolf. I don't mind her hair and the crown though. Like, I mean, in terms of making her have bigger hair, this is where you put the lion hair. Like, Miss Beauty, you didn't need it, she did. Oh my goodness. Da da da. Rabbit, great. Squirrel, so-so. Lion, great. Cat, I don't like. Wolf, amazing. Unicorn, half of it. You did name all the animals correctly. I do appreciate that. Um, I remember in 2022, people made up a League for Delicious party, but instead it was Go Princess game where there were different kinds of designs of sweets. I think there was like 8 or 6 of them. Dang, that'd been a lot. Just basking in the afterglow of my birthday. Oh, happy belated! I hope you had a good birthday. I hate Gelato's boots. Okay, thank you. It's not just me. I love the one rolled up sock though. Yeah, I do think that's always, they always gotta include that. Throw the McDonald's worker who served her breakfast. You're just adding everyone in there. What a crime. Actually, I think I like this design of Gelato more than her regular power-up design. I'd have to remember. I just don't like the tail. I think the tail frustrates me. Welcome back, Alexis! The tail be tailing. Tailing something. I don't know. I don't love it. Alright. Now the thing is, I don't know if I like or dislike Macaron, because I think I like the top. I like her top part. I don't know if 2 layers of macaron was the play here. I think maybe we just do 1. I don't think we needed 2 of these. And then it comes out with like the same thing as our lovely Miss Whip over here. I also think that she would have benefited from having her legs revealed. Because, like, she's one of the more mature characters. Having just the full-length dress for her would have been more of something you would done with Miss Whip. Also, there's something so smug about Whip's expression that every time I look back, she's like, yeah! And I don't know why I keep getting that impression. Oh, there's something, it just feels like, because her eyebrows are supposed to be rounded, but they look like she's, like, got, like, the angry eyebrows instead. Like, the more determined eyebrows. And she's, like, just smiling so evil. I think I'll just put you in the middle. I don't know how it's like I don't hate it, but I don't know if I love it. Okay, that took me a minute to realize which acronym we were talking about, but Kira, Precure, a la mode, power up makes much more sense now that I thought about it. Probably because I have a sweet tooth. It is great for people who love some sweets. I don't know why we insist on pushing Cure Gelato into her royal side when it's part of her that she hates the most. Yeah. Like, wouldn't we want her power up to represent the side of her that she loves the most? Yeah, it would have been better if she, like, went, like, a punk rock kind of elegant. I feel like that would be a nice challenge. And also, I feel like Chocolat does it better. Like, go in that direction. I think my problem with Macaron is that it starts out fine, but then it doesn't stop. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like, we start at the top, and it's like, this is good, this is good, this is good, and then it just pours into badness. The way you just said, yeah, got me with Austin. No, no, my British allegations. Oh my god. Now Chocolat. I think the only thing I don't like about Chocolat is I don't like the yellow. Like, I get it's supposed to kind of like, you know, be like flames. Like, at like the same time, like it's supposed to be like Hot Wheels, you know, with the flames, but it's not flames because it's like a dessert, so it's just like hot chocolate. I don't know. It's like she's giving McDonald's employee more than she's giving chocolate. I think that should have just stayed a dark brown for these highlights. I don't think the yellow was the play. I don't want her looking like a Hot Wheels car, but otherwise I think it's fairly cute. I do think it's a downgrade that she has like I think this is a skirt. It should have stayed shorts. Her print shorts were the best part of her original outfit, and I can't believe that they would reduce her to a skirt when she wanted her print shorts. I like her little top hat, though. I think it's really cute, and I like the little feather off to the side. They also did the thing where they just kept making her bangs longer. Stop that. Her bangs were really long to begin with. Don't power it up and make her bangs longer. Like, you could have just left her hair alone. I'll be so for real with you. Chocolat looks nice. Gelato not liking her princess side is something that she works on throughout the series, so showing it in her transfer does make kind of sense. I feel like she made peace with the fact that she wasn't being forced into it any longer. Because the only person I think who really wanted her to embrace the princess side was her brother. But the rest of her family's like, we don't care. They're like, be yourself, queen. And I think she made peace with that she didn't have to force herself into something that she didn't like. I get the feeling it's supposed to be dripping caramel. Yeah, but it's like mustard color. Caramel's like a brown. It's like a light brown versus a dark brown. They could have done better. Like a light brown would have been fine. Like the light brown up here would have been fine. With Macaron, I think my main issue is that it does not allude to her regular transformation at all. Yeah, it's there's not a lot about her outfits that is the same other than just like the macaron skirt, but they turned it into 4. It's a pretty departure-y. All right. And then Parfait. Parfait always find to be a fun design because technically if you flip her upside down, she's a Parfait. Like the blue here is supposed to be the Parfait glass, and then everything coming out is the Parfait itself. So like if you flip her upside down, she looks better. Like if you rotate her 180 degrees, it is an improvement. But yeah, hers is doing a lot, but it makes sense. It's doing like everything she's doing makes sense. I don't really know, like also Miss I'm a rainbow cure, not a green cure, but you have like the main body of this being green. Like what is that supposed to be? Like I get that we got the orange slice, we got some grapes, we got some like strawberry syrup. But Miss Man, what's the green stuff? Is that just like we're gonna pretend that's like vanilla ice cream? Do you even have vanilla ice cream in the average parfait? I'm trying to forget. I'm like, aren't parfaits just primarily fruit? Do we usually put I feel like I've had parfaits usually without ice cream, and that ice cream's optional. I'm losing my mind. I don't eat parfaits that often because they usually have raspberries, and I'm allergic to raspberries. I just don't like any of parfait's looks. That's fair. My first parfait is an Oreo. I respect parfait's insanity. All right. So parfait I think is okay. Chocolat, I'll put with macaron. Parfait I'll also put with them. Yeah, that's fine. Oh my god. Hugato. At least what I'm going to say in regards to my feelings towards these outfits in Hugato is going to be okay because I can't say mean things about the series because people get upset. But I can say mean things about the outfits. I did not like this power up. No, I didn't like the power up. Still this day don't like this power up. It felt like we're going back to our roots of just adding stuff and not really knowing why we're adding stuff to the outfits because I feel like it just for the most part kind of ruins the outfits. I hate the wedding veil. I hate the wedding veil so much. I feel like on theory I shouldn't hate it, but it covers so much of their heads that I don't like the wedding veil. If it was maybe lace, I'd like it a little bit more, but I hate the wedding veil on all of them. Absolutely, like, it just looks like they got alien helmets. I kind of have to look at the original designs to remember the departures. I don't like what we're doing with any of the boots. Like, making her boots more furry did not do her any favors. Because she went from being pom-poms to, like, now she's literally a furry, which, I mean, fine to be a furry, but that's not the theme of this season. Don't like the banana shoes. Like, Anjay had the best design, and they just kind of ruined her with the banana shoes. I don't think they touched Miss, I almost said Sparkle, that's not your name. Etoile. One of the other star characters. I don't think they messed too much with your shoes. I also remember you guys having, like, taller shoes. Did they, like, truncate their shoes? I have to look at the original ones. It's vomit-inducing. It's called indigestible. Legit that it's so awful it deserves it's something under the salt tier. Etoile's might be the worst. Well, Etoile just looks sad. She looks like she went from an airline stewardess to a milkmaid. That's my hot take. That's my hot take, girl. That's my hot take. Chocolat Wolf is amazing. I love the design. So perfect balance between the chocolate motif and the prince design. The wolf parts are still very much alluding to the original transformation. I'm glad you like it. Somebody's gotta like it. We need some people to love it. The only good thing is Etoile's hair. I do think it looks better, but it just adds to her looking kind of like I think it's just her combination between this like droopy hair with the milkmaid outfit where she looks like a depressed milkmaid. Like, don't be sad that you have to make milk and deliver it. With the perfect unicorn, I appreciate them going all the way with the perfect motif. It just always ends up looking a bit odd. Yeah, I can agree with that with Parfait. That was supposed to be a wedding veil. For the longest time, I always thought that what the heck is on their head. I haven't watched the season yet. That's fair. I also think this is one of the seasons you should wait to watch until you've seen other ones. At least definitely see Futariwa before watching Hugato. I don't remember what site it was on, but yesterday I think somebody was asking if Hugato was okay to see as their first show, and I was like, wouldn't recommend it, but like a lot of people love this season, and if you want to. I feel like this really sets up the wrong expectations. Like, I also say this about Heartcatch too. I don't recommend watching Heartcatch first because I feel like it sets up your expectations for what the rest of the Precure franchise to be a little bit inaccurate. Like, you will never see another season like Heartcatch at this point in time with Precure. But also Hakuto, I feel like the writing got so bad in the second half that it's gonna make or break your expectations for other Precure seasons. Iminu's looks the best. Etoile's, I just hate every amount of it with my friend. Yeah, it's bad. Honestly, I don't hate, like, the good thing about Anjay's outfit is that, like, her design was so good to begin with that there's only but so much you can ruin, but they did ruin it. I don't hate the feather train under here. I feel like this is the one time the Shaw's not doing much, and I do not know why these are so big. I like a good transparent, like, fluffy sleeve. I hate how big it is. Why is it so big? Why is it so droopy? Where's all that fabric going? Nowhere. It's just gonna get caught on stuff. No. So I'll rate these 3. Honestly, I think Yell is the least offensive. Still going cookie with icing. And then we're gonna put you in salt. It's salty today. It's salty. Well, my first was, yeah, no, like, again, Heartcatch is my favorite season. Hands down, Heartcatch is my #1 season. The problem is it's so good that I feel like it ruins the rest of the seasons for you because they're not going to be the same as Heartcatch, and they're not going to get as dark as Heartcatch does. But that does not mean, like, you're not going to enjoy the rest of Precure. You just have to not expect other seasons to be Heartcatch. But I also get the impression, Alexis, that you've seen other seasons besides Heartcatch. So you kind of, once you've seen your first, like, I think once you've seen 2 seasons of Precure, that are not, don't watch just Hakuto and Heartcatch. But if you see, like, Heartcatch and you pair it with, like, a normaler one, like Fresh or something, then you kind of, you kind of start to level out and understand what Precure is going to be like, in that you have a chance of seasons being better, seasons being worse, and then personal preferences flittered in there. This is a no. 50 years in prison for them and their lawyers. Hakuto as a season is really good in terms of transformation. I feel like there's not a lot of cohesiveness between the girls, but I can let it slide with the window of the power-ups. It's just going out the window. Princess Precure was my first. Yeah. I think Princess Precure will ruin your expectation of how good fight scenes will be for the rest of the franchise. I think that's the one downside to watching Princess first. I honestly think the perfect first season is probably Tropical Rouge or maybe Fresh. Star Twinkle was my first one. I think in terms of just knowing, like, what the base of Precure looks like, Smile is the best. If you watch Smile, it gives you a really, like, there's no sort of ruining of expectations other than maybe, like, power-ups, but I don't think that's a huge thing to ruin in the long term. I think Smile is such a stereotypical Precure season that doesn't pull too many punches. And then you can see how seasons go up or down from there based on your own personal preferences. Which is why I think Glitter Force being Smile Precure was the best decision possible, and it did get so many people on board the franchise. Like, as much as I don't like Glitter Force, I do think it brought in so many people. Like, there's so many friends I've made who are like, Glitter Force was my first experience, and then I moved on to Precure, and I was like, that's how you do it. Tropical is not the best to start with. Tropical was my first watch, and I loved it. I think it's fine. Tropical Rouge, I would not recommend it because I think the character balance is the worst in that season, and I don't want, like, it'd be one thing if you saw something like Sailor Moon, and the character balance in Sailor Moon is just Sailor Moon, and then there's everybody else. And then you go into Tropical Rouge, I think that's fine, because you'll be like, it's the Laura show. And you're like, that's what I expect. But in terms of wanting to go into Precure thinking it's going to be a magical girl show where the main character is the only character that matters, that's not necessarily the case for every season. And it's not the case nowadays for most seasons. I think there was a time period where it leaned more on the main character for the ones that have lower numbers in the team. But for any season that has higher numbers, they've gotten pretty balanced. I will say, though, with the power-up, the lower pink one, I forgot her name, the youngest in the group, Imiru, / Mashiri. The power-up makes her outfit look a little bit more fun and unique. I do think she has a better one, but I like her base outfit way better than this one. I think the problem is that just, like, I'm so attached to her base outfit that I both think, Amour and Mashiri get kind of ruined. But, it's not as bad as everybody else. It's a little bit more uniform. It's just like a downgrade from the way they looked initially. So I will throw you guys down here. Maybe one more down. Maybe, you know what, maybe Just Sugar needs some friends. We don't have anybody in that category. Mother Heart style. Oh, it's kind of the same. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like these wings. As a wing connoisseur, these wings kind of sucked for me. Where they were like, what if we took the butterfly motif that we've used in other seasons and we paired it with the rainbow that we used from Heartcatch? And like the way that the Heartcatch wings work is because they're thin. If you had the rainbow Heartcatch wing, yeah, the rainbow Heartcatch wings, and they were a full heart instead of like slithers of the outline of a heart, it would look hideous. This looks hideous. This is very bad. I do not like these wings in the least bit. It feels like a downgrade. I'm just gonna collectively put them in Just Sugar, than trying to individually go through them. We're just gonna stick them in sugar. Yeah, hate it. Puts on shades. Goodness. Again, my opinion on Glitter Force is no show deserves to be removed from streaming services. I definitely don't think it should be lost media. I am afraid that isn't it at this point going to be lost media because it's not on any other streaming platform because it was Saban and they were like, this was a flop and they got rid of it. I think Toei also probably requested it to be removed because now they're trying to make their own English version of Precure. Like they've been very soft launching having international Precure be a thing. That might be reason why they got rid of Glitter Force. I don't think it should be lost media though. I do think it should exist somewhere, or it should just be free if they're gonna do that. Damn, do we really think Tropical Rouge is that bad? I mean, I just got a friend into Precure and they're starting with Tropical Rouge. I don't think, like, at the end of the day, it's not for everyone. And I think that's the case for every season, is that there will be people who love the season and there will be people who not. I mean, we got Trace in here who makes fun of me every 5 seconds because I'm a huge Go Princess fan. There are people who, like, ride or die by Tropical Rouge. And again, Tropical Rouge, like any of the seasons with a really unbalanced character focus, it depends on whether you like the main character or not. Like, again, Sailor Moon's incredibly popular, but it also has insane amount of imbalance because it's the Sailor Moon show. It, like, I mean, all the other characters literally reveal that their entire existences are just for Sailor Moon and that they have really no personal autonomy besides just being Sailor Moon's, like, warriors. So, like, it just comes down to personal preference. It is now lost media. I assume it maybe, I mean, there's definitely people who pirated it, but like stuff that's pirated is still going to be in the category of lost media because it's not legally accessible anywhere. I'm sure there's plenty of pirated Glitter Force copies out and about, but it's getting in that lost media department. But I also don't, like, I don't know anywhere where that pirated stuff would be, but I'm also not looking for it. I don't make fun of you. What do you mean? I just pointed out. I love it. I think it's funny. It's a funny bit. Make fun of me all you want. I'm totally here for it. Have you seen this annoying person that says, oh yeah, the one you... There's like 2 or 3 people who, if you make Precure content, comment really annoying things. And I am not, like... Some people, like, Leo thinks it's funny, and so he keeps them around. And, you know, they comment on your video and they boost their video. Anybody who I have deemed too annoying too consistently, and I've remembered their username, I just put them in the you're not allowed to comment on my videos anymore. I am no stranger to removing people who have, like, crossed lines. YouTube's block system easily is the worst of every app, I will put it that way. But, yeah, I just send people to Shadow Realm and then I never think about it again. I think I only remember that person existed because I think they did it twice and I was like, you're gone. But Leo likes to joke about them. We talk about it every week when we have our group watches. He's like, they commented again. But they also, I mean, I give it to them, they have fun. They change the way they say it every time. I don't remember their name. I'd have to go through my ban list. There's just one person that if you make YouTube videos for Precure, and I don't think he did it on Shorts. I think they only did it on my, like, YouTube reviews. But every week they'd be like, and Precure will never get any English adaptation, or they're never gonna get a dub. And they do it every week, and I'm like, okay, bye. I was like, that's cool. I don't care. Bye. I would love to join those group watches. I'm thinking in the future, if my account grows enough to the point where it's worth it, I am tempted to have a Discord. I say that so trepidatiously because Discords are always like push or pull with me because I hate having to moderate Discords. It's my biggest pet peeve in the universe. But I did have a Discord like when I streamed for the first time before I did any Precure stuff. Back when I did like Splatoon streaming and whatnot, I had a Discord and it went well. But I was like, it's a lot of work. But I would love to do things like group watches. To be honest, that'd be one of the more fun things. Is to just say, hey guys, no energy. I'm gonna put on a video that I'm watching, and we probably would just be muted and use a chat because I don't necessarily want everybody to talk over it. But I'm like, guys, I'm watching this random episode of something. I'm gonna stream it. Hop in if you want to watch it. Because I also think that's the one thing that I do like about some of the Discord energy in the fandom is making stuff accessible. Because there's obviously Precure has like a lot of people who are on the younger side, or there's gonna be people who are like fresh out of college and don't have a job and they don't want to pay for Crunchyroll. I'd love to be able to make this series more accessible for people. And not just that, any series. Like there's so many different magical girl series. And whatever I'm watching in the week, I'd love to just sit there and like make it accessible for people. But it also requires it requires a lot of responsibility, and there's always like Discords are just they get so messy so quickly, and I'm like, I don't wanna deal with that. I don't like my thing too, I do it with my YouTube comment section. If I catch two people fighting in my comment section, I'm like, whichever one's more annoying, I'm just gonna start deleting their comments so people can't keep responding to each other anymore. Because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear you guys fight. I don't want to hear people like sometimes it starts out as like basic debate, but then I've seen some people get really nasty in my comments, and I think I did end up banning one or two people in the comment section for my Precure videos because they would always respond to other people who are just putting down an opinion and being like, you're not allowed to hate this character, and I was like, I don't want that energy. I do not want that energy in my chat at all. I want kindness. I don't mind fun debate. I do not want name calling and ad hominems though. I watched a guy showing off their anime DVD collection, and they own a bootleg copy. Oh my god, I didn't even know it had physicals. They only have it because they have some Digimon voice actors. Interesting. Interesting. I gotta shout out to that dude for the level of dedication to have multiple. I love these as usual. I'm a big fan. I'm a Star Twinkle truther. I would be celebrating once that guy gets banned. I cannot stand that guy commenting. I report them for spam. Dude, if only YouTube reporting actually did anything. Soleil and Celine slaying with the Star Twinkle styles per usual. They're so pretty. I really like it. It's a good addition to their like base outfits. I like that they made like at least for Star we have it be lighter. I like just like it's a little bit more, but it's not too much more. And they only elongated stuff a little bit. They didn't do it too much. I think they're really pretty. I think the crowns are super beautiful. I'm trying to remember how different they are from their main outfits. Like, obviously we have, like, the longer skirts for all of them, but they're just not too long. They're just not too campy. I'm quite a fan of these particular designs altogether. Like, it just feels like they add a little bit more to each character in a way that's appealing. I also like that they turned, like, the weird beads in Soleil's hair to, like, a crown. But yeah, it does not fix Cosmo, my rainbow troubled friend, but it does accentuate what was already there, and it's surprisingly not too much. But yeah, I do think Celine has one of the prettiest upgrades. I like Celine and Stars a lot, and I do think it fixes some of the stuff I did not like about Soleil's. But overall, they slay. I'm Tropical Rouge. God, you guys have me on Tropical Rouge now. Star Twinkle is good. Star Twinkle to Ruther. I put you guys in Donut. I put you in Donut. Except for maybe Cosmo, because her outfit kind of still sucks. This season, I honestly like the designs for what they are. They're not giving super sophisticated. They are very childish, but in a good way and bouncy, and they're cohesive yet individual. Yeah, I agree. I've seen the comments because I've never been able to tell whether they say it because they're sad about not having a dub or they're discouraging. I think it's just one of those things that they just, I mean, I don't know how they do it. If they just go in and they're like, what's the newest to like Precure video put up in the next 24 hours, and then they just go yell on it just to like yell into the void, I guess. I don't know. It's just one of those troll energies. I preferred the one time there was a troll who I didn't mind was the person who was like terrorizing Crunchyroll until we get Precure on Crunchyroll. I like that person. I thought they were really funny, I'm not gonna lie. That one was kind of funny. Where every video they would just, or not every video, every Twitter post that Crunchyroll would make, they'd be like, can we please have I muted myself. How long have I been muted? How long have I been muted? Let me pull my OBS back up. How long have I been muted? If I tap the top of my mic, it mutes it, and I think I swiped dust off it. When did I stop talking? When did I stop? What was the last thing I yapped about? Shoot. Ah! Oh my goodness. Did I read Moonshiro's comment about the motifs? Or should I reread that? Not too long, you're good. Okay. Pure Milky color reminds me of Miku, because it's that shade of green. It do be the Miku shade of green. It do be that Miku green. In terms of how they're different from their original designs, the biggest difference is probably the green and the purple ones. Or personally, the purple is probably my favorite, and my second least favorite after the blue cat. The green is... Wait, let me read that. The difference is probably the green and the purple ones. And personally, purple is probably my second least favorite after the blue cat. Interesting. About a few minutes. Oh god. The last thing you talked about was the Crunchyroll troll. Oh, okay. Now I gotta remember what I talked about after that. I like the designs. I like the creative hair. I said I like Star's hair a lot because it's weird, but it made sense because it's got the little planets on the end of it that she can punch people with, and I thought that was cute. I found the username, yes, that one, 32, and still never getting an English dub ever. That dude, yeah, that guy. Either way, what I meant to say was, design's good. Me rank them. Moving on. Alright. Healing good style. I wish I liked them, I think is the way I'll put it. I feel like the season not necessarily shot themselves in the foot with these designs, but this season did struggle to figure out what to do with its designs, because it's like the doctor theme while also being the nature theme, and I don't know if that really worked out for them. I think the pirate jacket on Miss Grace is the least atrocious. I don't like that they tried to make her leaves bigger in the back with doing whatever's going on here. I don't know. The wings are okay. I feel like some other wings were a little bit better. These are just not my favorite. Now, Fontaine is bad, but also I think it's because Fontaine's OG design is bad. Again, the pirate jacket is a choice. I don't love it. Her shoulders look wrong. I don't know why. I feel like she's missing shoulders. But I think her hair's just covering it. I don't like Miss Fontaine. I think Fontaine's a design I wish I liked. But I don't like it. There's something about it where she just kind of looks like a Lego. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Grace, I think, is okay-ish. Fontaine is not. I wish I had Purple's dress. I will speak I'll speak my piece when I get to her. Yeah, sorry, I think the blue cat design is the weakest in this season, and the regular purple design is beautiful. The power-up is lacking. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Yes, I have autism, and one of my interests is showing off my physical media collection. Yo, we love that! We love that! Show it off! I mean, if I am nothing but just somebody who overshares her collection. Healing Good's alright. It's mid-tier for me. The donut tier for me. I wish Cure Earth was a green instead of... girl, you're speaking the truth there. I will never forgive them for, Cure Earth not, Cure Earth not being green will always be a betrayal. All for it that... Oh, Ben, pop off. This is your donut. I feel like she's underrated. I did not watch the season because I could not understand what was going on with the designs, the motif. All in all, it feels like a downgrade from both Hagato and the Stars season. I think the season's alright. I feel like it just suffers from its production. Otherwise, I think it's pretty solid. The season, I think it gets a lot more hate than it deserves. And I think it has some really, really good episodes. I think the Dodaisen episode, the Lavendurama episode, and a couple others. There's some strong hitters. I think some episodes are really terrible, though. Cure Earth's entire storyline was subpar. Now, Miss Sparkle. There's a part of me that likes it, and there's a part of me that hates it, and I think it's just I like the upper body. I think I like the upper body. I like her hair, and I think I like up until we get to this bow, and then going down, and it gets a little too jestery for me on a personal level. But maybe it's an improvement from her original outfit. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. I'm not sure. Have you seen the new Digital Circus? Yeah, I have. I keep up with everything that what's it called? Glitch Production does. It's really getting into the end of that show, and I'm scared. I don't know how they're gonna end it. Excellent tropical style is still my favorite power-up. Ooh, I can't wait to get to it. She could have been half green, half purple cure if they wanted to make her. Yeah, I honestly wish she had more of the green highlights than these two. To be fair, I felt like the season was doctor related. It was supposed to be. It's supposed to be doctor and nature and just healing in general. Though I guess it meant more vet tech than necessarily traditional doctor, but it is what it is. The jester look is great on her. I think I just don't like the jester look, but that's a personal preference. I love the skirt on Sparkle. It's so fun and playful and eccentric. I like her poof skirt. I'm like the one poof truther. That's probably not what I should be saying. I don't know if I love this. I also wish it wasn't two pieces, like where we had one that flares up like this and then one that comes down like that. I don't know if I like that double layer, but you know Precure loves that. If we can have multiple skirts, we will. I do like her shoes, though. I think her shoes are kind of cute. Earth, though. I'm an Earth hater because I liked her original outfit more. I liked her princessy look, and for her to now look like a pirate princess is just like, but you're not the pirate princess. You're the goddess. Like, she had such a beautiful little goddess look, and now she looks like she's the queen of pirates. And I'm like, don't be the queen of pirates, ma'am. You're a goddess. If you were a pirate princess to begin with, I would have been fine with it, but the shift is not for me. She looks like she's about to say yo-ho. And then they took her ballet flats and they gave her a heel. You don't need a heel, ma'am. You're not a pirate princess, you're a goddess. I'm having a little meltdown. I've always been betrayed by her transformation into a pirate princess. Ah! Alright. You know what? She wanted to go in the just sugar category. That's what we put you to. We ship ye off. Goddess of pirates. I guess she is now. It'd make more sense if she had a personality and she got more rebellious, but she didn't. I wish Earth was green and purple like Tekna. That would have been a good call. That would have been a good call. Excuse me, I am a poofy skirt enthusiast too. That makes two of us. Of course, of course. Why does Cure Sparkle skirt always remind me of Tinkerbell? I think it reminds me of the poofs on the shoes, on her little bell shoes. It's got some fairy princess energy to it. I've also been in like a Tinkerbell mood this entire summer. Alright, let's get to Miss Summer. I had to remind myself that I don't hate these designs after we saw the super silhouette version of them for the movie power-up. I love these designs, actually. Well, first of all, it depends on the design. Let me be fair. It depends on who we're talking about. I like Summer. I think Summer is very cute. I love the rainbow. I love her shawl. I love the asymmetrical skirt. This is what I want. Thank you. This is a good power up. She's super cute. I'm very happy with it. We immediately put her up there in the donut where she belongs. Donut's getting large. Papaya. The problem is Papaya kind of sucked to begin with. And there was no fixing Miss Papaya. I mean, I honestly, there's a weird, like, Stockholm Syndrome situation I'm having. Because I kind of miss her, like, shoes with the leg warmers on them. Because now she's just barefoot and she's got, like, a little shawl for her legs. And it's like, whatever. I like the asymmetrical skirt if I have to say something nice. But honestly, I don't know why, but I feel like hers would be better if it was a two-piece. I feel like the waist area is not doing anything useful. That is how I feel. Period. Oh my god. My goat design. Manatsu's is great. For some reason, these designs have never felt right with me. That's fair. I love purple and reds, but kind of out on the other ones. That's fair. I know a tropical roost thing, but I don't like them being barefoot. I think I just ignore the feet. I ignore the free feet. Miss Papaya is probably going to go in salt. I'm so sorry. Now, Coral, I think the only thing with Coral is I don't think the skirt choice was the right skirt choice for her. I'd rather her have a bit more of a bell than what we have going on here. I think it's just too thin. Because, like, she's, like, supposed to be cutesy and stuff. But this, like, it honestly adds a level of maturity to her outfit that feels incorrect. I feel like it should just be a little bit bigger. Or she should have had, like, the asymmetricals, like, short skirt thing going on here. I don't know if I love this. I like her upper body, though. But I also don't know if her having the lace and then having the stripes is too much. I feel like there's too much texture. And that it should have just been either lace or stripes. I like her little doofy hat. I like the doofy hat with a doofy little veil on it. For some reason, that speaks to me. I wish I liked it more. Brownie. I love how they did the bare feet. They're the first ones, they're special to me. I don't mind the feet. I just kind of ignore the feet. I don't feel either way. I feel like it'd be cool if they had shoes and they took them off. And it's like, you know, we have shoe options. I didn't like the regular La Mer outfit, but her power-up, quote, Fred in the SpongeBob movie, my eyes. She got an extra pair of bows in her hair. She did. I think the skirt for me personally feels too long. I think her having a dress matching her IRL outfit, or her normal outfit, I don't know why I said IRL, would have worked better. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like the skirt just feels off to me. I think that's about it. Now we get to Flamingo. I feel like, again, her skirt's just a smidge too long. I feel like she benefits from having a shorter skirt somewhere in there as our tomboy character of the season. I feel like the longer skirt's not quite there. Like, it's really just this side. Like, I think it's just this red panel, because I don't mind this having the, sort of the, what do you even call it? Like, the fraying ribbon off the side was fine. I just think it needs to be a smidge bit shorter. Especially since they're supposed to be going for, like, a more, like, I don't know. It feels like this would lend itself to having shorter outfits and not really going the long ball gown route. But I don't mind her, like, small cape here. I don't feel like it fully matches her already having, like, the sailor cape bit here, but I let it go. I let it go. I like her hair being the way it is, though. It's okay. It's not my fave, though. Flamingo asymmetry. I do like the asymmetry a lot. It's getting in Chantix vibes. I was so excited when that episode came out for the power-ups and I loved it. I'm glad. I know that these are like divisive ones. I really like La Mer. I think toning down the pink of her original outfit and replacing it with like a white and a green and having it a little bit more uniformed did her favors. I think the color palette of her outfit is better than her original. I honestly think now, looking at it, the blue and the green would have been a much better decision for her than the pink and the blue. Because I like, as somebody whose favorite colors are pink and blue, Pink and blue do not look great with each other together all the time, just because one's too warm and one's too cool. Like, even her hair, like, in theory should look better than it does. But there's something about her hair, despite it literally being close to the same color as my hair, it just feels, like, kind of icky. It also looks like, what's the Trix yogurt? I don't know. I've always been kind of picky on the colors for her, but also it's my favorite color, so I'm gonna be the pickiest. But I really love the seafoam green. I think if anybody should have had seafoam green, it probably should have been Lemaire. But her main outfit's very pretty. I like the mermaid dress. They did a good job with her, for the most part. I also like that she has nail polish on and has, like, the pearl anklets. They could have done a little bit more for these guys. I think, though, the lace on Summer made more sense, but I feel like the rest of them could. They're also trying to sell the nail polish. You might as well give them all nail polish. Whatever. I think you're pretty solid. I'll put you up there with Summer. Lemaire reminds me of Cotton Candy. I feel like she's like a saturated version of Cotton Candy, because I feel like the colors are just too strong, and they need to be a little bit more desaturated, but they don't typically like to do that. Especially for hair. Alright. We're getting towards the end. I'm taking a quick stretch. I'm so hungry, but I'm like fighting through my hunger at the moment because I can get through it. We're so close to the end. Because we are now at Miss Trace's favorite. We are at Delicious Party Power Up, Party Up Style. I wish the Power Up had more screen time during the fight. It would be awesome. I definitely think that these needed a little bit more love in the show, but I know that they suck to draw. Delicious Party Time! I like these a lot. First and foremost, I love that Miss Precious has a more traditional look to her, and they like leaned more into it, because she always had, like, she was always the more Japanese themed one, but they laid more into it for the Party Up, and it's so pretty. It's honestly just so glamorous. I really, really like it a lot. There's just, like, again, I really like the traditional Japanese one. I think the only thing I don't like is the skirt here still having this, like, weird, like, square pattern to it. It just feels like it's a little bit off. I rather them done like a more traditional outfit, or like just done like a basic one. I don't know if I like the squaring here. This design is so peak. Sadly, no Hororu Sky. I wish they had beta designs, their power-ups that they had. Honestly, they should have had some. We all want it. Again, this isn't one that I watched because I couldn't understand what the motif was. It's just cooking. This one's this one's like food. It's very blatantly food. Blue is probably my favorite, mostly the hat. Girl, I will get to that hat. Love the headbands. Yeah, the headbands, the floral, like, accenting was really, really cute. I really like Precious a lot. I wonder if this is the same designers that did the Healing Good movie power-ups. There's, like, some crossover feelings. I'm very happy with Precious. Now, Miss Spicy is so cute. Like, she always had the more European style. I can't say particularly which corner of Europe it was. Like, I don't know if it was leaning more French or if it was leaning more, like, UK. But she definitely said, I'm gonna put a little bonnet on. And I thought that was really cute. Her big bow in the back is really like it. I feel like her skirt was kind of weird in the original design, but it flaring out now is better than kind of like the belling that it did before. I really like her skirt. I love the sleeves. Like, the sleeves are so cute and so fun, and she just feels like a little dainty chef. And I really like that, actually. I really like my dainty little chef. She's so cute. So we're going up there. You're going back with everybody else in the donut tier, because that's where we're putting, like, everybody. Let's hope for you and Idol they have a power-up. Oh, don't hope too much. Don't hope too much. Alright. Yum Yum. She's got her little Chinese vibe going on. I like that they lean a little more into that. She looks really cute. I think it's just a really nice improvement upon her original design. I love the sleeves. I love her little, like, dress with the apron. I like that they didn't make it too long. I feel like it's better that they did not elongate her outfit. They just made her cuter. They just made her so adorable. It's just, this is a good balance of power up to me. In terms of, like, having a base design and then not ruining it. I really I really like her design a lot. I put her up there. She also goes in Donut. Wherever Donut is. Alright, now we're gonna get to Finale. And I think my only, like, my true beef with Finale is just that she needs better sleeves. I think the clear sleeves are not doing her any favors. I think this being strapless looks worse. I just think she needs sleeves. I think that's my only beef is her arms look too bare. Like, at the end of the day, the elongation of her dress makes sense, and they didn't fully cover her, like, the front. Like, she is, at the end of the day, supposed to be, like, dessert. She's the final dish. That's why she's named what she is. But there's just something about the top part of it that just feels unfinished to me. Like, I get that she's supposed to have some clear, puffy sleeves with, like, grapes on it, but, like, it's something, it just feels wrong. I don't know, it feels like something's missing. Like, she feels very goddessy, too, and I feel like she's not the character meant to feel like a goddess. I want her jacket back. I just want her jacket back. She had a cute little jacket, and going from, like, a girl with a jacket to a girl with no jacket feels wrong. In the same way that I didn't like our goddess turning into a pirate, I don't know if I liked our biker girl turning into a goddess. Shoulder puffs, maybe? Yeah, I feel like if she just had, like, opaque puffed sleeves, it might have been better. I kind of miss her collar on her original outfit. This is Spicy's best power up look. It's so good. I can totally picture her wielding a saber. Exactly. Kokone looks super witchy. She's so cute. This is like cottagecore witch energy. I love it. Love it. I mourn Hodoguru not having power up like a man mourns his dead wife. Dang. Drama. I love the veil in Finale. I do think the veil works better on here than the wedding veil we had in Hakuto. I feel like there's something about it just not matching what she was initially. And so she's a little bit lower than everybody. Alright, we're at the finish line, and then I can eat some food and do my wigs. So let's talk about Wonderful Precure's final form. Why does Finale remind me of the transformation for Wedding Peach, but more dessert thing? It does kind of have that vibe. It do. Alright. Oh, I have to remember all the thoughts and feelings I had with this. First one, I get why they have eggs on their heads. I hate the eggs. I think the eggs are really dumb. I really like the rainbow feather. I wish they just had symmetrical rainbow feathers, but I get that's supposed to be like they're paired up and matching and everything. So it is what it is. I think I like the scallops. I think it took a lot of time to come to peace with the scallops in their outfits because it felt like it's trying to be feathers but not feathers, but it's trying to be fluffy but it's not quite fluffy. I just don't know if I like it or dislike it. Overall, color palette-wise, I think they significantly improved on all the colors for the characters. The fact that they do the layered coloring where they, like, slowly go into a more saturated pink, blue, purple, and then greenish, I think it's so good. I like that the hearts here are the opposing matching colors. I like that they have the crisscross color pattern for all of them. That's always made me really happy. I think their hair all looks really nice. The longer hair is great here. The longer... Well, honestly, we all know that she would be better if it was her hair down like her in her transformation for that one split second. But, you know, we know they want the heart braid, so we let it pass. I absolutely adore... I've always liked Miss Nyami's hair, and I continue to like Miss Nyami's hair. And then, of course, the longer ponytail for Miss Lillian is elegant as all can get out. I think the only thing I don't like primarily is the triangle situation happening here, because I don't really understand what's happening on the bodice. I think you could have dropped the triangle and just had the bodice with the bow. I think the bow was doing enough, but they wanted to throw in this triangle that's doing something. I like that they have the off-the-shoulder sleeves with the scallops on it. I think that's a clever one. It gives it a more fluffy aesthetic, and I get that the one's a little bit sharper here because it's like fluffy dog and then like sharper cat fur. I get what they're trying to do there. I understand. I understand. For the most part, I like these designs. I think they're sound. I think they're a solid power-up. I think they made some interesting choices, but they were trying to make it series relevant. think that is how I feel. Hi Sky isn't my Roman Empire, but my white whale. I left my wife and children in search of them, knowing when they came back. If knowing it in the back of my mind, I'll never find it. Aww. I love the details on the hearts being their respective partners. Love that. Earhawes is my favorite, Mahou slays too. They're good. Like, honestly, I think my personal favorites, I'm always biased to Miss Nyami, but I also really love the asymmetry in, Mayu's / Lillian's here. The egg motif and wonderful Precure reminds me of Shukokara. I'm not gonna lie, I think Shukokara did it better. No, Sky Power Up. Screw you, Toei. It was a great season. Why not give them a power up? Honestly, it's wild to me that they didn't do it because it was an anniversary season, and usually they have way too much favoritism for anniversary seasons. I mean, like, dude, the amount of money they spent on Hagato was a lot. The wrist cuffs are fabulous. I do like that. These are cute. And they're not too much, because I feel like sometimes when they're like, we need to update whatever's going on in the arm area, they go a little too much. These are very elegant. These are very sweet. They just made them, like, larger white. I really like that they added more mature characters in the season to feel compared to the previously, but I feel like the cat thing was a little bit too much. They pushed it away too much in my opinion. But I do like that they put a pretty white, I can't read today, white Precure here. I feel like that's interesting that you didn't like that they moved away from the cattiness of the season, if I'm understanding that correctly. Because I think the #1 comment I got when I was doing wonderful reviews was that people were really upset that Nyami was too mean. They were like, she was too mean. This is my #1 and Delicious Party is #2 easily. Interesting. I think that makes sense for you. I think you like the more campy outfits. You like the more, like, they're fun, but also, actually, again, I think Delicious Party is just such a really good uniform one. I think the only downside to these, for me, is just they're not to my personal taste. But that's, like, you know, it is what it is. Like, we already know what I put in my wedding. Like, we can look at my wedding cake one and you can see what my personal taste is. But these are very strong. Again, I happily put them in donut if I can put them in order properly. In order to finish it off, I think I started streaming at 2, so it's been 3, 4, 5, 3 hours and 20 minutes. This is gonna be another one of my longer streams. And now I gotta go eat and do a wig, and I need to not procrastinate on that. I'm gonna get up from my desk, and I am going to work on those wigs, and I'm gonna be ready for next week, and I'm not gonna hate myself. Ah! But nonetheless, I really appreciate everybody who's come through today. I also appreciate any VOD watchers who are watching this post of the fun and exciting times. But I do have to depart. I have to stop procrastinating, but thank you for helping me procrastinate for a couple of hours. Help me for spending some time away. This was my fun time. Now it's to get serious time. Now it's time to go drown in horse detangler and spray glue for a couple hours and unfortunately have to use a pair of scissors on a wig and hope I don't cut the bangs too short. Oh, I must stay strong. I must stay strong. Have a nice dinner. Thank you for stream. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye, everybody. Again, I will not stream again until likely September. Because most of the weekends I have stuff coming up. But until I see you guys next. Bye-bye.